great thing to do. I've seen many people come unstuck doing that. But we've got our co-commentator down there, the pocket rocket himself.
Oh, yeah, what a night. How you going, Mark?
Yeah, mate, absolutely sensational. I was a little bit worried about the four-wheel drive there, just turning tyres, because we all know how that can end.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of these guys don't drag race all the time. They're used to going through mud. So take a bit of practice, but it's tight. We've got some tough rigs sitting out the back tonight. Now, just to everybody up in the stands too, guys, we are live streaming on Facebook and the official Sydney Dragway YouTube page as well. So to all the people that are out the back, guys, make sure you put on a good show because we're going live all around the world. Cannot wait. I'll tell you what, we've got the Patrol Ute down here, Mark. This thing is tough. I want to see it burn out of these 35s. I want to see it spin. And, of course, we got the big, more SUV style, big Nissan Patrol. Here we go, the big V8's winding it up.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stu, that sounds pretty tough, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what, there'll be a few tyres, I think, tonight. They'll have a little bit of tread on them. But, no, if you're up in the crowd, guys, you're a 4x4 fan, I'll tell you what, you've come on a fantastic night. I love this night with a passion. I mean, I love every race reel, don't get me wrong, but the 4x4 theme night, when the big rigs come out and the country boys and country girls come out to play, I think the big white one's got it, yes, 1521 to a 1665. We've got the Nissan up against the Toyota, Mark.
Well, we do, I tell you what, but we also have the Bushman.
Hey, Bushman's in the house.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we this evening?
Mate, fantastic. It's good to hear your voice up there, Steve.
Thank you very much, Stewie. Likewise. And I can tell you what, the staging lanes are looking pretty good so far tonight. I reckon that reaction time money, if it's not already on the table, it will be very, very close too. So to all you racers out there that may not have raced at Sydney Dragway here before, of course, we do offer a reaction time bonus if we reach more than 100 vehicles. And I think in my experience, I reckon we're going to top that tonight. The 4x4/diesel nights are always very well supported here, and all the racers get very well stuck into their cars in the burnouts with a little bit of prodding and a little bit of encouragement. That's all it takes. And yeah, it's always a good night. There's plenty of quicker cars than what you expect, I guess, isn't there?
Yeah, there is indeed. Like, we've had a couple of fairly tough cars going down so far, and and it doesn't matter whether you're a, like a 9-second car or a 20-second car. You're out there, you race against yourself.
Correct.
And as long as you're having a great time, that's all that matters.
That's what it's all about. And I know the 4x4/diesel guys always love a good yarn. You see them all in groups,
yes,
in front of various different cars, checking out the ride and talking about what's done to it. And I guess with the 4B, you've got the performance upgrades, but you also a big thing to talk about is your suspension and obviously the accessories that you've got on the car as well. So and don't we know it? There's plenty of accessories available.
It is a non-stop. I thought like performance cars were a money pit, but wow.
No, Mark, they're a wise investment. Wise investment.
Yeah. The older you get, the more that changes.
Oh, right.
But you keep doing it.
Yeah, correct. And we have noticed over the last couple of these theme nights that the drivers get a little bit more racy in the sense that they take some of the accessories off. Especially those that we see come back. The first time they've got the 3 wheels and all the camping gear still on them, and then the next time they come back and they've got no spare and
back seats out.
The back seats out. So obviously the bug bites and they want to start getting quicker and quicker. But of course tonight, not only just for 4x4s and diesels, we've got a good mix of other makes and models and types of cars in the staging lanes as well. So it's shaping up to be a pretty good night. Not cool out there at all just yet. It's been not a bad day here in Western Sydney, so plenty of time. Get on the phone, get on the Facebook Messenger, texting, whatever. Tell your friends and family to come out and check out tonight's racing and have a good old time.
Yeah, and especially if you've got mates out there that's always saying, oh, I'm going to come out, I'm going to come out. Well, come on out.
Come on out.
Yeah, especially tonight. Like, we're on everything tonight, so
Yes.
we're going virtually across the world, aren't we?
Very much so. We're going to try and give you as much informed information as possible.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've got a little bit more time to talk about the cars tonight as they make their way down the quarter mile here at Sydney Dragway. So hopefully Stu can string together a few interviews out the back and have a good
sure.
chat to a few of our drivers with the interesting vehicles, and you know, interview some of the characters which I'm sure are behind the wheels.
Well, yeah, and there's plenty out there tonight too. I was having a quick talk to Don down there with his Calais.
Yes.
He's just been doing, and he's doing it the right way, doing performance upgrades, but he's doing one at a time.
Yes. Yeah.
Which we all know. That's the way to do it, because you'll do an exhaust. Yep, it's a benefit. You know, then you do a tune.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's a benefit. You know, then you might do something else, and it goes backwards. Okay, well, that's not a benefit. Why? And then you research it and then sort it out.
Yep.
If you do a half a dozen things all in one hit and just throw at it, you go, wow, this thing's gone backwards. How come?
Yeah, well, you don't have a reason for it.
Yeah.
Or if you haven't got the gains that you thought you were going to get, you go, damn, I should have gone bigger. And
Yeah.
and that's the next time around.
Yep.
You know, so you know, we appreciate that everybody's come out in these economic times and are out here to have a bit of fun and as you say, just race yourself. Try and get as close to a 0-0-0 light as you can. And if we do get the 100 cars that we require, you know, you might get a little bit of return on some of the money that you spend.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like first prize, $300.
Yep.
Second prize, $200, and third prize, $100. So, you know, like, and it's all just about cutting a great reaction time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think obviously with the four-wheel drives and the diesels, they probably don't react the same as you know, your Falcons or your Commodores and that sort of thing. So you do probably. Where do you reckon most of them would want to be leaving, Mark? If they're, I'm gonna put the pressure on here. If they're in a 16-second four-wheel drive, I think they'd want to be looking at leaving, smashing that throttle, dumping the clutch as the second amber's going out. I think would get you close.
I was going to say,
On?
as soon as it comes bright,
on.
I would start from there.
Yep. And then,
See where you're at.
Yep.
And then go from there.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we've seen a few patrols similar to the one in the burnout in the aeroflow lane here. That's obviously had a fair bit of work done to it and lifts the front left as it leaves the start line. That driver's going to have to be a little bit slow, a little bit later on the takeoff. But most of your 15, 16-second four-wheel drives or thereabouts, well, I think we weren't too far different in our opinions. So and both Mark and I raced previously, so it has been a while for me, but
Me too.
the theory or the practice doesn't change.
No, it doesn't at all. And so don't wait for that green light. You wait for the green light, you're just going to blow your reaction time right out of it.
Yep. But that won't affect your ET or the time that you run at the other end. You could sit there for a day, it doesn't matter. I mean, Billy, the starter, might get annoyed with you, but but it does not affect the time that you run at the other end of the racetrack.
No.
Good side-by-side race here. Looks like the rocket lane just out in front. And we'll take it with a 1961 there, Mark, through the finish line.
And the Aeroflow, a 20.6, and that thing just lifted the left-hand suspension up, dropped it down, hit the next one, picked it up again. It was very moving.
I guess they're pretty soft in the shocks, and to get that flex, obviously, not so critical here at Sydney Dragway. But we did talk amongst ourselves as a bit of a joke that we should put a jump on the return road, but I don't know whether management would like that.
Well, maybe we could have took them down through the sand trap.
Yes, maybe.
And as you say, I don't think management would agree to that one at all.
No,
but
just us talking.
Yeah.
Don't suggest that you go down into the sand trap. And if they do, it's Mark's fault for just.
I can't help it. Mouth just runs away. Yeah.
All right, our next pair up on the start line now.
And then amazing that, like you see these cars, like they seem to be fairly soft in the suspension.
Yes.
Because they do with a lot of travel. Where when we're setting up drag cars, you are sort of doing the same everything in a degree. Like you put 90/10s in the front of them.
Yes.
So you get that throw to the back.
Yep.
So
And
you're getting
the weight
that
transfer.
weight, down on the back tyres. And so sort of...
Same but different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just a different way of setting things up.
I think it just shows the importance of suspension in any type of car. You know, whether you're doing drag racing, whether you're four-wheel driving, off-roading, whether you do it circuit, or even just in your daily driver. You know, it is important to have suspension in good working order to keep contact. And the whole idea of it is to keep contact of the tyre to the ground, obviously, because if it's not on the ground, you're not getting any braking advantage out of that tyre, or you're not getting any traction for steering or for acceleration. We're almost sounding like Larko up here, I think. Or is that a far stretch?
Well, boys, I'm down the staging lanes, and we've got this original-looking Holden Commodore wagon, the Vacationer, with the War Speed Industry sticker on it. So no doubt the engine's had a fair bit of work to it. We know you're a bit of a fiend. Slicks. You're a bit of a fiend for the wagon, aren't you, Stu? I do. I love my wagons. So I reckon wagon's great. What's going on?
Just stuff and things.
Stuff things?
Yeah, stuff and things. Checking helmets. Checking helmets!
Yeah, I've been telling people to put them on to try and make it easier.
Yeah, that's what we want you to do. Have your helmet on, buckled up correctly, seatbelt on, ready to go. We're going to check your wristband, send you in the lane, go down the track.
That's exactly right. You've been told, guys, that's how it goes. Now, anyway, getting back to this Vacationer, it's got a set of slicks on the rear end of it. War Speed Industry sticker. So just while the guy's waiting to go through the tunnel, hey, mate, what's your name?
Mark.
Mark, tell me a little bit about your car.
83 Vacationer wagon, little turbo LS. Yeah, should go all right, hopefully. First time ever down the strip.
First time ever down the strip, and you got the slicks on the rear end.
In this car. I've been before, yep.
Good stuff. We'll go out there and have a little bit of fun. There you go, Mark. Nice early Commodore.
Yes, indeed. And I like the way you said just a little LS turbo.
yeah. It's got twin 88s on it.
Yeah, that's
right. 55-pound running through it.
There's a common theme down here, boys, when I throw a microphone in front of people's faces and they go, it's just a little tickle or a little tune.
Yeah.
Well, Steve,
1200.
Steve, do you really bring out a car that looks stock standard with the side Venetian blinds in it? It's got the original Commodore rims and slicks on the rear end?
Well, it depends if you're after a sleeper, then yeah. Of course that's how you do it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I saw it from the back, Steve, and look, aside from the slicks, I looked underneath it and went, that suspension's definitely not standard. So be interested to see what they get out of it. He's going to be racing up against, by the look of it, the beautiful XB that's here that runs the radials. One of our quick cars that comes out here on a Wednesday night at Aeroflow Race for Real.
Hey, Stu, we might have a talk to the guy with the black Celica sometime tonight. See where he's at with that, because I know Joe was saying that it's got new running gear in it, so it'd be nice to find out what he's done to it.
Well, I just had a quick chat to Ernie before.
Yes.
And I didn't go into too much detail with him, but apparently there's a bit of a fuel issue with the car last time he brought it out, and obviously he left the diff on the start line, so he's hoping he's got everything rectified, and tonight it's just about testing the car, making sure it has fixed up all those little issues, because obviously he plays a major part at our Speed Addict Clothing Company New South Wales State Championship Series that runs here at Sydney Dragway. One other gentleman, or two gentlemen actually, that play a big part in that as well. One of them is Ross the Boss Bilby. He's racing in the Cortina tonight. And the man standing next to me, Mr. David Muscat. Good evening.
Hey, how you going, buddy?
I'm good, mate.
You're in winning company there, by the way, Stu.
I was going to bring the Mini out tonight, but the power steering fan won't play the game and it won't come on. So I don't want to burn out a rack, and they're pretty expensive being BMW crap, you know.
Absolutely, mate. Now, big question that I guess Steve and I and Mark want to ask you. How's the dragster coming along?
Yeah, it's getting there, but until I get the motor back still, it's, what can I do? Everything goes off the engine now, so engine plate, mid plate and all that, so.
Do you have a time frame roughly, Dave?
Man, I just want to, a couple of months, I hope. I mean, God, it's just been dragging on. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's the joys of motors, isn't it? Now, Ross, the boss, is in the house. Ross, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, man.
What's happening, mate? How's the new car coming along?
Well, I'm hoping for Christmas. Brand new in the new year. It's round 1 of the state championship. We should be here.
Fantastic. And look, have you changed your plans slightly with this car? Because obviously the Ford Cortina still runs the numbers, but you want to turn it back into a street car.
Yeah, it will be a street car. I've got a little, I've got a little 331 cube Windsor at home, so there's an original engine out of it, so I'll put that back in it. And I've got a C4, trans brake, bit of a stall, so a bit of a streeter, bit of a quick streeter.
So that'll be your Wednesday night car?
Well, yeah, as well as the other one, I hope.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe Sabello's sitting in his car over there. What mood is he in tonight before I go and put a microphone in his face?
Well, I haven't spoken to him today, you got here, so he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
We might go check in with Joe. Dave, would you like to join me? Because I know he always loves to see Dave Muscat. For those people watching at home, Joe's probably done the most passes down the drag strip here at Sydney Dragway. He's got the helmet on. He has got a radio, so he's not listening to AM radio. But what's going on, Joe?
Not very much, mate. Just waiting for a run.
Now, last week, mate, you're getting a bit of a common theme. You're down to the 890s straight off the trailer. That's got to be a good thing for you.
Well, only if the track's there. I ran an 8.7 last Saturday and broke out. I was running 8.8s all day, then stuffed up on the first round of the elimination. So that was not good, but hopefully I'll do it. The air's good. If the track's there, we should run 8.8s tonight.
Well, I think it's definitely doable as well, mate. Another one here, of course, a big part of the New South Wales State Championship Series brought to you by Speed Addict.
Ask Joe how he went.
Oh, no, he just told me.
Did he?
Yeah, he's...
When you got through first round. Was that first round loss, Joe? Okay. Yeah, just confirming. Sorry.
Yeah, joys of races, talking to races. I'm glad you two are upstairs because I swear Joe looked like he was about to do laser eyes through Dave Muscat's head on that.
He's probably already doing that, but Mr. Bilby made the final.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see Ross in the future, boys, with the new car. That'll be quite exciting to see. Now, just going for a wander through the staging lanes, boys, where all the 4x4s are. And I've got a gentleman here with a very nice-looking Land Cruiser. What's your name, buddy?
Yeah, Tyler.
Taylor, welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real, mate. Now, I've got a big question for you, mate. You going to whoop some Nissan tonight?
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, because let's face it, mate, Toyota's better than Nissans, aren't they?
Yeah, of course, mate.
I love you 4x4 guys. You know, no matter what car, you guys always support this event very, very well. And I know there is that Nissan versus Toyota rivalry, but at the end of the day, you're all four-wheel drive guys. You all stick together.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's all about a bit of fun, and a little bit of rivalry is always good. You know, we wouldn't be fun without it.
Now, have you got any of your mates that are racing tonight?
Yeah, a couple of my mates are here.
They're racing?
Yeah, they are.
Good stuff. Well, I want to hear about bragging rights later on. There you go, boys. And Taylor in the Land Cruiser. So back up to you boys upstairs.
Thank you very much, Stu. It looks like there's some pretty good characters out there, and you're right, the ribbing between the races is pretty much continuous. But anyway, it's all about building up that thick layer of skin, isn't it?
Hey, Stewie, your VH Vacationer. Mate, it is a bit of a sleeper. 10-0, 137 or 39 miles an hour it ran out. And
Yeah,
very
wow.
soft off the line.
Well, that's pretty impressive. I mean, obviously the track is there. Probably still got a little bit of bite from the weekend. But look, I look forward to seeing that car improve, possibly dip into the nines, depending on how much work's done to it. Now, one man that has a big crack at the lights most of the time. You do realise you got Joe behind you.
Yeah, mate, yeah, I decided to hang around with Dad tonight.
Now, you know, you've been pretty good on the lights. You reckon you can beat him?
I'll give it a go. Last week I got an 814, 823 and a 001 red.
That's all right. You might get 000. That's Don down there in the Calais. He's going in the fast lane tonight.
Well, perfect. And Stu, the money is on the table.
Well, he's taking on Joe. And now, just before you go out, Don's very quick on the lights.
Well, I'm going to try to do a good light too, hopefully.
Love it. Well, I'll tell you what, boys, we've still got plenty of cars that are going through scrutineering, still plenty of 4x4s. If you're watching on the live stream from wherever you are around Australia or around the world, first of all, welcome to Sydney Dragway. Stephen Bush and Mark Thomas up in commentary. Myself, the Pocket Rocket, down here on the ground. It's going to be a fantastic night of off-street drag racing here at the place where excitement lives.
You might have missed what Mark said before, Stewie, with the cars beside you in your other ear. But the meeting director's just come in and he's given us a couple of little envelopes. And within those envelopes is the reaction time money. So we're already at the minimum number required. So that's fantastic news for all you racers. The money is on the table. So give that tree what you've got.
That's exactly it.
That is awesome, Steve. That is so good to hear, mate, particularly this early in the night. Now, down here, we've got a car that I've not actually seen before, guys. It's a VK Commodore with your number plate erupts.
Yeah.
Pro-flow performance.
It's a great looking car too, Stu, that thing. It's just big tubs, big tyres under it.
Well, we know that Paul Sant and the team can definitely screw a good combination together. Be interested to see how he goes. So we've got Pro-Flow Performance, Mark interrupts, taking on this VR or VS Commodore from BG Engines.
That Commodore was out here a week or so ago, the white one in the
VS?
in the aeroflow lane. Here the car's up on stall. Some issues for the racer in the VS, left before the third ember, but still will get a time as he makes his way down the racetrack.
He actually went in a real deep stage as well, so yeah, just a little bit too deep, and yeah, it stuffed him up on the start. But the VK just left the line turning tyres.
Yep.
Just couldn't get it to the ground. But hopefully, next pass round, he might just a little bit easier off the line and get it out.
Well, it's good to see one another of our real street licensed competitors out here tonight. Tough C63. This C63 AMG Mercedes. And taking on our regular husband and wife. Oh, no, sorry, it's not that. That's the other Commodore, 91 Nick. This car's been out here a fair bit. Here at Aeroflow Race for Real.
Yeah, both races putting down a pretty good burnout there out of the water box.
Yeah, you can definitely hear the Mercedes, can't you? Just got that different sound to it.
It does have that different, and
yeah.
They all do. They have that very specific growl through the exhaust.
Yeah, Ben just picked it straight away. Yep.
Well, his growl's been a little bit silent for a little while, though.
Yeah, it's not growling. It's doing nothing. No.
I'll tell you what, that cleaned out my left ear hole, boys, when that Mercedes just launched. So we've got Sammy Joe, it's coming out next in the Aeroflow lane at 11:38.
Look at the speed, though. 136.
Yep.
Wow, that thing's making some horsepower at the top end of the racetrack. And with a 237 64.
Yeah.
So there is a bunch left in that.
Yeah, that 11 is going to turn into a 10 or a 9 once that thing really hooks up.
I didn't hear it spin the tyres or nothing.
It did a little bit off the line, yeah. But it wasn't enough to give it that type of reaction.
No.
Actually, I just watched that thing launch, boys, from down here, and you know, you're right, Mark. There wasn't a huge amount of wheel spin, but there was a fair bit of liquid that came out of the rear pipes, out of that car. So
a little bit of condensation, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Sammy Joe coming out now. Of course, they've had a few problems with this car the last couple of weeks. They've been breaking stuff on it. hopefully that doesn't happen this week.
Big burnout from the racer in the rocket lane. That's how you do it.
Yep, indeed. We'll see how this Red Commodore goes, because as Stewie said, they've been having a few problems the last meetings. They've launched it out and it's just left the line and that's it. It's just as if it's dropping drive shafts or...
Oh, big free rev from one of those cars. I think it was the rocket lane.
Yeah, it was.
Still runs on through for a 14.1 at 109.
I was wondering whether he might have grabbed first, because it sounded like the tyres squealed when he done it, and then it just re-picked back up again.
I'm not saying nothing about shifting gears, all right? So I haven't done that yet, but I've missed plenty.
Well, I can smell a bit of burning clutch down here, boys. Not something that I tend to smell too often down here, but in this case, it's quite pungent.
The next pair making their way down the quarter mile here. The aeroflow lane definitely going to take this one out. And runs on through for an 11.70, 118 miles an hour through the finish line.
And 16.0, 89 miles an hour for our rocket lane. Well, we are live at the moment on Facebook and YouTube.
We're on both. We're multitasking.
We are. We're on the lot. So we've got a few hellos coming up there.
Welcome to Sydney Dragway. I hope you enjoy the night. Stewie, Mark and myself will do our best to bring you the action and you know, make it as interesting as possible. A little bit of technical knowledge every now and then.
Well, we got MGB Chuck from California.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, so 1:30 in the morning.
I was going to say, what time is it there? You're keen.
Yeah. So yeah, big hello.
6:30 p.m. here in Sydney. And we've just got some issues for the car in the rocket lane. Not good, the bonnet's up. And of course, to all our racers in the staging lanes and out in the pits, if you do find that your vehicle, or feel that your vehicle is not performing as well as you think it should, in the sense that you might have broken something, just pull over to the side of the racetrack. Let the various officials along the racetrack check out. Make sure you're not dropping any fluid or any parts onto the racetrack. And if you're not, you'll be given the all clear to continue your way down the racetrack. Of course, that run will be aborted effectively, but you know, better to do that than drop oil or something from the start line to the finish line, and then we face a long, hefty delay while we clean up.
Well, that's a bit of a shame there for Dominic Peroni in his real street licensed Commodore. Now, one car that's down here, and hopefully I can get an interview with this driver, but just quickly before he goes out, I've got to ask you a quick question, mate. This car's wrapped. What colour actually is it?
The ceramic red satin.
It stands out. I like it. The BMW. There you go, Mark. I was trying to work out what the colour was last week. Mr. Sal?
Yeah, no, it looks good, doesn't it? I'm not usually a big fan of the satin wraps, but it actually suits that the body shape and the lines. I think you know, highlights them where it needs to and subtles it where also it needs to. But you know, not a bad colour choice for that style of car. Of course, the BMW, and this from memory I think was pretty quick, running into the 11-second zone, if my memory serves me correct. Taking on the silver Commodore in the rocket lane. Was that Donald in the rocket lane, Stu?
Yeah, that's Don down there in his Calais. Now, he's got to try and go good on the lights. We know what he could do on the bike. Let's see if he can do it in the car. 0.339 on the tree. And down here on the start line, the one gentleman that we welcome back here to Sydney Dragway, our chief starter and one of the legends of drag racing as well, Bill Crayley, is back. G'day, Bill.
How are you, Stewie?
Mate, fantastic. Bill, we're on YouTube, mate, live around the world. We've got 34 people watching. We've got people watching from the US, over in Santa Pod. Mate, Sydney Dragway, it's a place to be tonight.
Definitely. A bit cold, but the place to be.
It's certainly good to have you back, Bill, because Bill Crayley been starting since the Castlereagh days of drag racing. We're about to get into the big boy.
Yes, you're very much right there, Stu. We've got Smokin' Joe Sorbello in the Aeroflow lane. Of course, the LS, supercharged LS in the Datsun Skyline, taking on Ernest Hudson in the Windsor-powered Celica.
Yep, with a little bit of nitrous just to push it along a bit harder.
Very much so. Both these races compete usually in the top sportsman category of championship drag racing. And as Stu said, last time Ernest came to the start line, he had a little bit of carnage. So I dare say just a couple of run-in passes. Just lifting that left front.
Oh.
Small flash of flame at half track.
Big flash of flame.
It was a little one first, and then it was quite big at half track. But Joe runs on through for an 8.99 with a 9, 153. So I think he said he was looking for an 8.8.
Yep.
And Ernest not too far behind time-wise with an 8.95 with a 6. He's actually quicker, but only 127 miles an hour through the finish line.
So that looked like, to me, that thing was just on the limiter through the top end of that track there.
In Ernest's car?
Yes.
And that's what was causing the flash. Perhaps the fuel with the nitrous, it looked like that. Sometimes we see that quite bright flame come out when there is a little bit of a misfire. Someone told me it was to do with the unleaded fuel.
Okay.
Have you heard that before, or was someone telling me porcupines?
Oh, and I won't disagree because I've never worked with nitrous. So, yeah.
009 on the tree for Ross Bilby.
009 on the tree there for Ross the boss. Perfect launch too, boys.
And he runs on through for a 961 at 139 miles an hour.
That car is just consistent.
And very much so.
Bangs it out every single time.
We saw him in the final of the Speed Addict Clothing Co. Championship Series race, round 5 that was on the weekend. So, coming off a little bit of form, but he deserves to taste victory of sorts every now and then because of the effort that he puts in, and the practice that he puts in here every week.
And he's had he sort of had a bad run with that car for a little while. He had it come unstuck a bit and caused a big vibration in the vehicle. And he was chasing that for weeks and weeks and weeks, trying to get it under control. And it seems like he's now sorted the problem, and it's back to its original times and the way it leaves the line. Everything, it seems to be doing everything right.
Yes, and I think Ross can probably be a little bit relieved now that the car is back to what it should be, because he's done so many passes in it. You don't expect these things to come up, usually that's a new car blues sort of thing where you do chase your tail a little bit for the first few months. But that car well and truly is sorted. I think probably only Joe and maybe a handful of other competitors would have maybe done a few more passes down the racetrack than those two. Certainly in recent times.
Well, tell you what, Steve, we've got some replies back here. So we got a g'day, Chuck.
B12.
We've got hello from Kentucky. We've got a... okay, so...
That Harley-Davidson V-Rod, boys, in the right-hand lane, that is a beautiful-looking bike, I tell you.
Is that the one with the extended swing arm on it, Stu?
No, actually, it looks like a stock length, actually.
Oh, I walked past one, looked like it had a slightly extended swing arm on it, but I could be wrong.
Look, it well could be. I want to go and have an interview with the rider, actually, because I'm used to seeing a V-ride like you, Steve, who really bars in a square tyre.
Alrighty, what do we got on the track here, Mark? We got a Falcon in the aeroflow lane.
Yeah, we have indeed, and
a big tradesman suit in the
it's huge.
in the rocket lane with all the kit and caboodle on.
Yeah, I think it's a Chevy. I think.
Is it big?
I think it's a Chev.
Silverado or something.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Hear that turbo winding up. Away with a 735 light in the rocket lane, the better of the two, but I think the Falcon will be passed by around about half track and pretty much bang on. I'll tell you what, the big Chevy not too far behind considering a 12.30, 1:16 for the Falcon and a 15.62 with a 3 at 87.
Well, you consider how much weight that thing is carting around. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, guys, we're down here in the start line, and I've got Michael Richards. Not only is he one of our officials, he's also one of the riders from Sydney Random Riders. How you going, Michael?
Good, mate. Stewie, how are you?
Mate, what a night to be here at Sydney Dragway. 4x4 night, you pumped?
Mate, gotta love some 4x4 action.
Gotta love a bit of diesel on a Wednesday night. I'll tell you what, boys, I don't know how many people are watching on YouTube at the moment, but they are in for a treat.
Big signal peak burnout in the rocket lane.
That's the way. You only wear one tyre out at a time.
And you can rotate. Twice as many, for 4 times as many burnouts out
Exactly.
of it.
Yep. Value for money.
Correct. I don't know how that goes with your Cooper's kilometre guarantee, but anyway, we won't mention that. And a 6:32 light for the racer in the rocket lane. Again, the better of the two going to the four-wheel drive this time around. The aeroflow lane will take it 33 with an 8, I beg your pardon, at 107.
And 17.5, 78 miles an hour for the rocket lane.
Well, boys, we've got Naughty 4-litre down here. First timer tonight. We welcome all our first timers here to Aeroflow Race for Real. He's going to be taking on the big GQ Patrol.
Bit worried. There was a lot of revving going on, but there was nothing spinning that I could hear or see. So he started to do the burn.
He's smoking.
Yeah, I think that's a driveline issue.
Yeah, just
I can definitely smell the. I can smell the clutch down here, Steve. It's yeah, pretty strong.
He was giving it a red hot go, but anyway. Give that a little bit of time to cool down, I think.
Some it's going to spin. Be the tyres or the clutch plate. So.
That's the second lot of clutch that I've smelt tonight down here, boys.
It probably won't be the last either, I don't think.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, I don't mind as long as it doesn't go bang and leave it all over the track.
No, I'm sure. You're not the only one that doesn't want that, mate.
No, but I'll tell you what, Steve, just below you, you've got a very nice-looking TRD Toyota Hilux. Very nice. And he's taking on the more sedate-looking, probably petrol version of a Hilux. Having said that, though, this one down here, Steve, it's got a set of radials on the rear end of it.
It's got the pearl paintwork too, Stu. Or is that just mine?
No, it's white pearl. Yeah.
It has got pearl in it, yep.
Now, this one's got a passenger. So he can run as quick as 10.5 seconds. If it's your first time here at Sydney Dragway or you're watching wherever you are around Australia and the world, we do allow passengers. However, the car cannot run quicker than 10.5 seconds. And being that it's got a set of radials on it, let's see how she sticks.
That's not standard Hilux.
No.
I hear a turbo blowing off there. Because the 3RG, I think, was out of the Hilux, wasn't it? We see quite big horsepower out of the Hilux Petrol 4. Up on boost now, motoring on down towards the finish line. Let's see what can the result be. 11.46 with a 9, 120 mile an hour through the finish line.
And 14.0, 98 miles an hour. That thing sort of just hung on the converter for a long time, didn't it?
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, that's the advantage when we do the live stream. We get all the track mics, and
yes,
we can actually hear what's going on. It's actually pretty good. Quite a nice evening here in Western Sydney.
Yeah, it's beautiful out here, Steve. It's not too cold, not much of a breeze. So if we get any massive burnouts, I don't think you boys are going to see too much at the moment.
No, well, 14 degrees out there at the moment. So the weather is really nice.
And Aeroflow Lane ran on through for 12.40. 117 mile an hour through the finish line, and a 20.39 in the rocket lane.
We've actually got a bit of humidity out there, 76%.
Well, I'm looking out my window earlier today.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a little bit dark and gloomy, but let's hope that that doesn't. I'm not going to say any more than that. But no, of course, we wanted to get tonight run and done, because we know that these nights are always pretty well participated in, and you know, last thing you want to do is get all those people eager and then have to call it for weather reasons, you know.
Well, all the radars were really, really good. All look clear from what I looked at today, because I did get a phone call from my other half, and she was down in Sydney, and it was a little bit wet down there. So hopefully it's all gone out the ocean.
Well, boys, I'm down in the staging lanes, and Steve, I'm standing next to this Harley-Davidson V-Rod. I've got the owner here. Mate, first of all, welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real. Tell me a little bit about your Harley.
Oh, God, what can I say? She's a beast. Yeah, she's got a bit of work. She's got cams, destroyer throttle bodies, destroyer injectors. It's tuned 135 at the wheel. Yeah, I've had it for about 5 years. Love it.
Because you can't actually buy these anymore, can you?
No, you can't. Yeah, they're hard to get, and because there's not many of them around.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, you keep this thing in top nick, and it is fantastic to have you out here for your first time, not only for Aeroflow Race for Real, but to have another nice-looking Harley out here. We've got a gentleman who races here. His name's Joe Curry. Yeah, just word of warning, mate. If you're here racing and Joe's here, just make sure you keep your keys to yourself.
Yeah, no worries, will do.
I guarantee you, because he'll want to swing a leg over and have a ride of it. It is fantastic to have our two-wheeled brothers and sisters here racing here at Aeroflow Race for Real. And as I said before, guys, Sydney Random Riders, they do a fantastic job bringing in a lot of their members. But tonight is our 4x4 theme night. And the boys upstairs have got the best view of some of these big 4Bs.
I tell you what, Stu, I reckon 135 horsepower on a Harley would be pretty good. I'm not a bike person, but that would certainly get your attention on the street, or of course here at the racetrack on such a light form of transport. 135 horsepower.
Wow. Okay.
It's the destroyer that we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
All right, well, that looks like a nice Isuzu D-Max with a couple of big mud tyres sitting in the trade.
Yeah, that's for traction on the rear end.
Of course, the same running gear in the Mazda BT50.
And we've got in the other lane a Prado, I think it is, isn't it, Stu?
Yeah, we've got a Prado. Every time I see one of these, I think of my best mate lives up in Port Macquarie. He's got a Prado with some pretty big tyres on it. And he does use it for forward driving now and again. He's also got a Land Cruiser, which I must admit is not a bad car to have a drive of.
Well, I think that was the D-Max coming up on boost there. Pretty aggressive once it started the build.
It wasn't a launch, it was a hop.
Oh, it was. Streeting away with it at the moment, though.
Yeah, he goes through 16.8, 83 miles an hour.
And the Prado in the Rocket Lane at 20.6 at just under 61 miles an hour through the finish line.
Well, we've got a Subaru BRZ down here, boys, with a Heisman sticker on it, so probably a bit of Heisman suspension sitting in it. I know that Parramatta Vehicle Services down at North Parramatta, they've got one of these in their workshop. They tend to do a fair bit of work on these things for their aftermarket. I actually like them. I was always a bit hesitant, being a Subaru Toyota, but I've driven one, and I must admit, if I had the money, I'd own one.
No, they're a pretty good package from what I've heard.
They are a fantastic track car, those things, and they just handle like a dream. And even in stock form as well, without even having to go suspension or anything extra on them, they are an extremely good car. Great weekend car. Don't know how to go as a daily driver, but definitely a weekend car.
Well, 13.9, 106 miles an hour, so it's no slouch.
Yeah, no, I think there might be a little bit left in that. There's a little bit of wheel spin off the start line there, so we might see that time a little bit quicker by the end of the night. Pair of patrols out here. I think the Toyota boys a little bit outnumbered right at the moment, Mark.
Seems that way, yeah. I don't know, mate.
Right, pair of first timers, boys. We got a lady down here in her patrol.
Might have to roll the Navara out, mate. That happens.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you're not racing the Navara tonight, Mark.
Mate, the power just scares me.
Coming from someone who used to drive a 400 cube Tirana, I find that hard to believe.
We hasn't driven it for a while.
You're just too worried about the Nissan breaking down.
Yeah, probably you're right.
And what his boss will say about it.
Yeah, I don't think the advertising will go well.
Well, you know what? You could always put Benji in it. I'm sure Benji would be quite inclined to take it for a run.
I'm sure Benji would happily drive someone else's car and treat it like it wasn't his car. 15.38 there for the patrol in the Aeroflow lane. Probably one of the quicker ones that we've seen here tonight.
Yeah, and I think this one down here in the Aeroflow lane is a bit of a quick car too, by the sounds of it. Sound nice and strong in the burnout.
Let's see what we can do. Of course, the big radius tyre probably doesn't help us in performance, obviously, with the rollout. Not a bad light though. 4.78 on the tree.
Yeah, it's just another thing to compete with, isn't it? You know, like the big tyres. 17.077 miles an hour. So that's pretty quick for one of those. And 20.4 at 68 miles an hour.
Just quickly, guys, to all our competitors that are out the back, guys, if you do have your air conditioning on, could you guys please turn it off? Obviously, it creates a little bit of wet stuff that comes out of the exhaust.
Our next patrol sitting in the water in the Rocket Lane. Nice burnout from the Commodore.
Yes,
I think there was a little bit of clutch slip out of the patrol. Well, 10 out of 10 for effort and applying, isn't it?
It's it. You got to have a go. Well, the Commodore seems quite good. They last pass, no dramas at all. So hopefully they've got on top of that problem that they had.
Of course, don't be scared to ask questions. If you haven't raced here before and you've got a few and you're not sure of something, feel free to ask one of the other competitors walking around the staging lanes, or find one of our friendly track officials here. They've all got the blue shirt with Sydney Dragway on the back, and you know, we've all got a pretty good idea on drag racing. We're not all experts, but we know enough to guide you in the right direction and at least set you on the right path.
100%. Yep. Well, 12.4 to a 17.5.
Well, there's two different approaches for a burnout. We had plenty of RPM and the limiter being hit on in the airflow lane, and the rocket lane, the nice slow feather the throttle. Both as effective. The smoke probably a little bit, if I was to judge, and I'm not a burnout judge, but I will put my judging cap on. The rocket lane a little bit thicker this time, but good effort from both races. 263 on the tree for the aeroflow lane. Probably one of the better lights that I've seen from our four-wheel drive friends tonight. 1681, 83 mile an hour though. Not a bad speed, not a bad speed at all.
And 17.6 at 80 miles an hour for the rocket lane.
Stewie, have we got the Nissan Patrol Club here or something? Just wondering.
I think he might be down there having a bit of a yak to someone, setting up a interview.
Okay, so we've got someone a little bit weight conscious in the rocket lane, and we can see the spare wheels being removed. That probably drops 30 kilos or more.
Yeah, at least.
I say that not ever having to lift a four-wheel drive tyre and a 33-inch tyre and a rim. Racer in the airflow lane, well out in front. 1626 with a 5, 87 miles an hour.
And 20.0 at 67 miles an hour.
BRZ taking on Rodeo?
Hey, Colorado.
Colorado. Same, but different.
Yeah, same badge. It's just spelt different.
Yep. A 646 light for the Colorado.
I'll tell you what, the Colorado out lighted him.
And 60-footed.
Yeah.
He went 209 to the 60. I'll tell you what, he was just behind at 1,000. Wow. 0.3 of a second to the BRZ across the finish line.
Yeah.
He did give away the BRZ did give away a little bit on the start line, but the Colorado doing a pretty good job to stick with the BRZ.
I think these guys are having a bit of a ball down in the burnout.
It's all about having a bit of fun, and they don't need any encouragement.
No.
But we're more than happy to encourage you.
I think Stu's been G'ing them up before they even get out.
You know, he has a way of doing that.
All right, Steve, we might go up to the big screen. We will take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back with you very, very shortly. You'll hear Aeroflow Race for Real. Four-wheel drive night.
Scratch that, Mark.
Well, we did say it was going to be a quick break.
Yes. We're just having a few technical issues. I think Lucky Benji's sitting over there. I can't repeat what he just said, but, you know.
What can we say? Just amateurs, hey?
Again, I'm not saying anything.
Well,
I've been there, I've tried that, right? All right.
I haven't been there, and I'm still going to give it anyway.
Yeah, well, that's fair. All I'm hearing is an excuse. Yeah, but the problem is I can't say too much because he won't answer the call next time I'm stuck, right? So,
got to be half nice.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, 13.21 with a 7, 106 for the Rocket Lane there. 3.21 on the tree, and a 15.75 for our racer in the Aeroflow lane.
Tell you what, Steve, we've got plenty of people coming through on the YouTube and the Facebook. So it's great we've got that many people out there watching tonight. Hope you guys are enjoying the racing.
There we go. Not a bad burnout from the racer in the Rocket Lane. Eventually took a little bit to get going, but you know, found the sweet spot.
Yep.
Just waiting on to move into stage because we've got the pre-stage light is the top white light. That's the first one that comes on with the beam across the start line. Then you move about 6 inches, 15 centimetres, 150 mil further forward, and then that brings the full stage light on. Once you bring that light on, you're telling the starter that you're ready to go. Now you can move forward a little bit further and drop that first, the top white light out. That's what we call is deep staging. Now, the potential advantage of doing that tonight is that you might get a better reaction time.
Yep.
Because, you know, a lot of the cars with the four-wheel drives and diesels, they react a little bit differently.
Yep.
So moving closer to the, you'll get a slightly better light, but you also get a better chance of red lighting too.
Yep, which we have seen tonight. One guy's gone in, and he went in a bit deep stage.
Yep.
Just gone in that touch too much, and yeah, it went out red. But they're all the things you can try.
Yep.
And as you go from a normal car to a performance car, they all react differently. Your normal everyday street car won't react as quick as what a performance car does. And then you go into, you know, like your race cars and stuff, that they react so much more quicker. So you base all that on where you leave on the light on the Christmas tree.
And of course, if you're racing, you know, often you'll pick up very quickly where you need to be letting go of that clutch or mashing the throttle. I don't know of many 4Bs that run a two-step.
No. But we have seen some quick four-wheel drives out here.
Yeah, definitely. We have the Gold Rush cars not here. It's probably the quickest car that jumps to mind that's diesel-powered anyway.
Yeah, we've got the Jeep with the Barrow in it.
Yes, the black one. I haven't seen that for a long time, actually.
No, I haven't seen it for a while, but geez, that thing is quick. Very impressive off the line. And I think we've got a couple of patrols out here with LSs in them. We have seen before. Whether they're out here tonight, I'm not sure.
All right, well, probably the better reaction time that I've seen from the four-wheel drives here tonight. A 193 for the racer in the Aeroflow lane.
So the guys are getting their heads around it.
Getting there. 1951 there at 68 miles an hour. And a 16.90, 79 mile an hour for our racer in the Rocket lane.
Well, it is good to be down here in the staging lanes. Now, obviously, we've got the Subaru BRZs here tonight. We've got an older model and a new model. But we've also got the Foz. It wouldn't be a race for real without a Foz here, I reckon. The Forester, lowered pretty much on the Subi rims. Oh, no, actually, it's on Toyota rims. That's interesting. Why you got Toyota rims on a Subi?
They're $20, mate.
Okay.
Smart.
But just,
Smart.
Isn't that kind of, you know, defeats the purpose of driving the Forester?
I don't know.
That's all right, as long as it gets down track, all right?
Yeah.
He's looking at me going, yeah, I want to say something on Carl, I'm on mic. Now, just behind him, we've got a beautiful looking one-tonner down here, Mark. Of course, I'm a big fan of the one-tonners, particularly a certain burnout car here in Australia called Toothy.
Guys, just a reminder, if you are racing and you do want to watch, pull your vehicle over to the rear of the lanes. Don't leave it unattended in the staging lanes. People get stuck. We can't go around you. And if you don't know how to do your helmet up, just ask. Don't pretend you do. There's no shame in it.
Absolutely, you've been told. Now, one gentleman's here, an absolute legend, Mr. Steve Sarkis.
Little Mazda doing a good job out there in the rocket lane there, Mark. 13.02, 106 miles an hour.
And 17.7 at 78 miles an hour. I'll tell you what, we might go round 2 at going up to the big screen.
Did he say that he was ready to go? Yes,
yeah,
excellent. He's nodding away there. All right, we'll give this another lash. Maybe I'll intro it, not have a little bit of chance this time.
Go on.
All right, we're going to have a little bit of a break here at the Aeroflow Race for Real 4-wheel drive night, and we'll be back with you very shortly.
Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. From fittings, fuel system components, intake solutions and even turbocharger systems, you can see it all at aeroflowperformance.com.
BikeReview.com.au is Australia's leading website for performance and modified motorcycles. BikeReview.com.au is the only motorcycle-focused website to feature motorcycle drag racing on a regular basis. And in the words of editor Jeff Ware, our involvement with Sydney Dragway is our way of putting back into one of our favourite sports. BikeReview.com.au. Stay informed, up-to-date and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles and so much more. Para News really is the heartbeat of Parramatta and Cumberland, and it's out every Tuesday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area or check out paranews.com.au.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features boosted turbocharger systems, Bosch Motorsport products, X-Pro electrical systems, hoses and fittings, bang shift shifters, differential parts, and fabrication components. You can see it all on aeroflowperformance.com.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's,
We've also got Shannon's Home and Contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
I've chosen to use VP Racing Fuel since I was a teenager racing motocross, which was 21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP Racing Fuel.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP Racing Fuels. VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years.
They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent. It's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
Aeroflow, famous for our massive range of hose, fittings and performance products. Air filters, oil filters, fittings, engine and transmission parts, fuel systems, tanks, silicone hose, exhaust, air conditioning, turbo and nitrous accessories and more. Get your free catalogue and shop online now at aeroflowperformance.com.
Okay, guys, we're back at Aeroflow Race for Real, the four-wheel drive night. Well, I had a few little messages from Stewie down there. So Stewie's caught up with Steve Sarkis in the Sigma. You have a bit of a yak to him, did you, Stu?
Yeah, I did. Just speaking to Steve, they've actually fixed a computer in the car. They had a little bit of computer issue in that car last time they brought it out. And Steve just told me he's just going to do a couple of launches and just take it down to half track, although that pass it probably went a bit further than half track. But that car is running radial. It's got a little LS in it. And anything that Steve tends to put his hands to, you know it's going to be quick.
Yeah, well, I think everybody should remember the name back from the Sarkis Brothers Racing. Those guys had some very, very tough Centuras that they did run out the track. And you definitely know their way around a car and setting one up. So this is his son's car, is that correct, Stu?
Yeah, it certainly is. His son is here tonight. And hopefully one day we'll see him behind the steering wheel of that car. But I'll tell you what, you know it's going to be well sorted when Steve's behind the wheel. But look, we've got plenty of great cars here tonight. Not just the 4x4s, but of course all our standard cars that we've got out here tonight. We've got a couple of quick cars. We've got the 32 GT about to come out, the GTR. We love our GTRs. Now, I've just been speaking to Darian downstairs, who's our marketing director here at the track, and we just asked me about a few ideas for theme nights, boys. And look, I've thrown a few to him. And if you're watching on the live stream, or you're up in the crowd, guys, shout us a message and see what you think. So I reckon we go Euro versus JDM. Okay. You know, we've got some tough BMWs. We've got some tough Mercedes. We can get a few of the GTRs and the Evos out here, Mark, to try and spoil the party. I reckon that'd be a good idea for a theme night. And yeah, one other theme night I've been thinking of is a ladies' night. So we're encouraged to get some more female racers here on Aeroflow Race for Real. They get their own lanes so they can race each other. I reckon it'd be a great idea.
It would be a great idea. Stewie and I, you know the one that I want to see happen.
What's that, mate?
LS versus Barra.
Absolutely. Holden versus Ford. Absolutely. Now we got Skippy down there and little Skippy. That brings back memories, boys, of the restaurant. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that on the live stream, but I do apologise to our international viewers. So just my chef brain, Mark, I can't turn it off. Dear, I'll probably get shot for that, but anyway, it's good. No, it's all right. It's a little bit of fun. We've got the AU Falcon down here, and I know that Will, our IHRA officer, is down here. Absolute legend. He loves his AU Falcons.
Yep.
Don't know why, but he does.
Mate, they are actually starting to come in a bit of a market of their own now.
Yeah, they are. Hey, mate, what's your name?
I'm Harrison.
Harrison, welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real, mate. Mate, you brought the AU Falcon out, mate.
Yeah, it's just something a little different, you know, bring the old supercar out.
That's it, it is. Well, they call it, Ford drivers do call it a supercar. One of our commentators upstairs, Mark Thomas, he bleeds red. He's a Holden man, but he appreciates the AU Falcon.
I can respect that. He'll come around eventually, though.
Absolutely. Well, I was just about to say, see the gentleman standing over there in the yellow hat? That's Will, one of our IHRA officers. He loves AU Falcons. I reckon he's got AU tattooed on his heart.
Again, I can respect that. Like, there are some cars out there that are good and some cars that aren't. Just God's cars right here. You didn't hear that from me, though.
Now, I've got a question to ask you, mate. If we had a theme night here and we had LS versus Barra, you reckon you bring this thing out?
No, I wouldn't bring this thing down and embarrass myself. It's too slow. But I'd be Team Barra, if anything.
Absolutely. Team Barra all the way. Well, welcome, Harrison. Welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real, mate. It's great to have the AU Falcon out here. So, guys, let us know on the Facebook page. Let us know what you think is a great theme night. I'm going to go speak to this gentleman down here, Mark. He's got a GTR. Hey, brother. What's going on, mate?
Just waiting.
Mate, I've got a question to ask you, mate, and I kind of need your help. We want to have a theme. We're thinking of the theme night. We want to have Euro versus JDM. You reckon you GTR boys could come out and spoil the party and beat some of these Euro cars?
It's not a GTR.
It's not a GTR? What is it?
GTST.
It's GTST. Oh, I thought they were all GTRs.
No.
Oh, there you go. Well, either. You reckon you can beat some of these Euro trash?
I can try.
Well, I don't like BMW, so I prefer Jap. Go out and have some fun. There you are, boys. I learned a new thing. It's a GTST, not a GTR.
It's all right, Stu.
See, it's a Nissan. It's the badge. I'm not really up in Nissans. See, if it was a Mazda, it would be all right, you know? I'm just going to go fix up one of the flags, boys, and then I will be back.
Well, 106 miles an hour for the rocket lane to a 15.4 at 90 miles an hour. Okay, the VS Commodore up against the GTS. Well, Commodore just gone out a tad too early. But goes through 13.7, 100 miles an hour to a 14.4, 98 miles an hour. Well, one of the most iconic race cars in Australia. Hatchback Tirana down in the rocket lane up against the VX Commodore in the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that Tirana. It's got the SS badge on the front.
Mate, it looks really trick.
Mate, you can't beat old school, can you?
Not at all.
.308 in that, Mark? When they came out?
Yep, yeah, they were 308s, yep. They actually come out with both, but yeah, 308 was the main selection.
Well, if you're up in the crowd, guys, don't forget, if you're hungry, make sure you go up to gas-fired pizzas. Go up. They're nice and fresh, well cooked. They've got the Gossamer made trailer up there tonight. I'm surprised Benji hasn't rated that yet. The ice cream van, and of course, we've got Denise up there as well with her donuts and coffee. They are sensational. And of course, we've got the cafe down in the pits as well with some great hot food. So you certainly won't go hungry while you watch all the action here at Sydney Dragway. And we've just got our track crew out there as we got Will here. Will, what do you reckon, mate? How are you, Falcon?
Oh, mate, as usual, it's beautiful.
You are such a Ford man.
I didn't tell you I'm getting a tattoo of the Forte logo next week.
I don't want to know where you're putting that tattoo just quietly. You can keep that to yourself, thank you very much.
I got a fair idea where he's putting it.
Yeah. Might look a little bit rusty if you put it in one spot. They're getting back into the racing. Pro-play performance erupts is in the house. They're taking on Crazy.
Well, hopefully should be able to get this VK off the line. Just had a few dramas before with turning tyres. Just didn't want to hook up, so hopefully we'll get it out and see some good ETs out of this car.
Well, I think the problem he's having, Mark, and this only from looking from down here, but those tyres are fairly narrow in the back of that Commodore. They're standard street tyres, so I think he needs to go slightly wider. Maybe stick a set of radials on it, because it's certainly got the horsepower.
Yeah,
Just trying to get that 60 down.
He's got a big set of tubs under that thing too, Stu, so he's got plenty of room to stick some big tyres under it. Well, definitely nice, big, strong, smoky burnout. I couldn't even tell you what type of car that was because we can't see anything.
Oh, that was Killer SSV.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the one that did the big burnout before.
We just had a blackout. We can't see a thing.
Oh, that's all right. That's why you got me down here. I'm your eyes on the ground.
Yeah, you are indeed.
What's Bushman up to? He's been quiet.
He's gone to get something to eat.
Oh, okay, rightio. What, is he buying food for Benj?
No.
Oh, okay, so he's not buying the shop out then?
No, he's not. No.
Oh, that's all right then. Of course, Benj up in the studio who does all the camera work, switches all the cameras, but also gets a live stream up and running. Oh, I can see Bushman, he's back.
You talking about me?
Yeah, I was wondering where you went.
I've just heated my dinner up, mate. Feed the face, so I'll be quiet for a few moments here. Big burnout from the Club Sport in the rocket lane, though.
We can virtually smell it in here now. It's not too often that the smoke will come through into the commentary box.
We get the nitro occasionally, but
Yep.
definitely not the tyre smoke. Very rarely does the tyre smoke enter into the building, but not a bad thing.
Tell you what, not too bad off the line either out of that car, considering it was such a big burnout.
Yeah, 1.7 to the 60. 11.07, 130 mile an hour.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, miles an hour is way up. And 15.9 at 88 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane. So, hey, Stu, what do we got down the Aeroflow lane? Is that a Beamer?
Yeah, that's a Beamer. That's Mr. Sow. I did an interview with him quickly earlier about the colour of that car.
Is it wrapped?
Yes.
Yeah, it's wrapped.
Yep.
It's wrapped. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, BMW, not that, you know, you stand out anyway when you drive a BMW, but when you wrap it like that, you stand out even more. Because the other thing is too, guys, see, where Michael and I come from in Sydney, I mean, we're pretty much BMW central. What is it with BMW drivers and standing out, particularly if you live around St Ives?
I can't really talk because I live in St Ives and drive a BMW.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you drive a BMW. I'm going this way before I get the clip over the year. I actually did that on purpose. It's all right. See, I come from North Tamara, so it's different. So I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we got the big boys about to come out soon. Joe's got the race face on. Oh, he's got the money signal too, boys, so it means he's in for a good reaction time. He's going to give it some.
So he's out chasing the dollars.
Yeah, well, he just gave me the Italian money hand.
Yeah.
So, you know, he wouldn't be on. Although he's got Don ahead of him, and he's also got Ross the boss. So,
well, he's got his work cut out for him. The only one that's not out there at the moment is oh no, I can't call him that, can I? Yeah.
What,
you know
Dave
who
Muscat?
I'm talking about, Mr.
Dave
Muscat.
Oh, Dave Muscat. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you know, Dave didn't have a problem with that BMW Mini of his. I'm sure that he would have been racing this evening. Now, of course, it is 4x4 night, and we've got a great range of four-wheel drives here tonight. I'm going to have this gentleman here with the Prado. What's going on, brother?
All right, waiting for the next run.
Having a good night?
Having a blast.
Is this your first time here at the track, racing?
Racing this car, it is.
You like it?
Yeah, it'd be better if it was faster.
Well, you know, it is a Prado. It is quite heavy as well, but geez, they make a good 4B.
Yeah, it's not bad for a shopping trolley.
Do you take it four-wheel driving much?
Yeah, quite often.
Whereabouts do you go? Around south, north?
Oh, all over the place, north, south, out Lithgow way, wherever I can get to, really.
Man, it's good to see that someone own a four-wheel drive and actually use it for what it's intended for.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's no grocery go to this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, you keep it nice and clean, keep it tidy too. It's a credit to you. And look, to all the 4x4 guys, of course, look, I love this night, and I am a bit I mean, Steve will tell you that. I love my utes, but we're going to see some big burnouts, not just from the soot out of the exhaust pipe. I want to see some smoke. I want to bathe the start line in smoke, because we don't have burnouts tonight because it's the theme night. So I want to get a little bit of good air, a little bit of oozy air into the system. You know, little diesel fumes get me fired up. So if I get fired up, it'll be good, because Mark likes it when I get fired up.
Well, Stu, I think a lot of these four-wheel drive guys will be happy to help you out with some real big smoky burnouts, but so is the Commodore drivers. They've been really punishing their cars down on the line.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, they're Holden drivers. They love to do it. Now, Ed Hudson has just come back into the lanes, boys. I'll try and catch a quick word with him once he turns his car off, because I can't hear anything. There we go. Love that smell of race fuel. Ernie, how was that first pass, mate?
Went 8.9, 127. I had to back off. It's popping again. So I checked my data logger and it's running lean. So I added a little bit more fuel pressure to it now, and hopefully it'll give me a clean pass and go a little bit quicker.
You had a couple of pops of flame out of it. Was it just hitting limiter in certain spots?
No, it was actually 73, 7,500 RPM. Limiter's at 82, so it wasn't really near it, but I'm just having fueling issues with the car.
Well, mate, hopefully this next run we can get the Black Arrow to do what it's meant to do.
Yeah, it's got to fly.
Absolutely. There you go, Mark and Steve.
Yeah.
Direct from Ernest Hudson.
Yeah, that's a good bit of information there, Stu. Yeah, well, that's interesting that the thing was running lean, and that's not what you want top end, because that can become very critical.
Well, boys, I'm down here in the staging lanes. I'm standing next to Tough C63. Now, I just spoke to the driver on the way through. I said, your car sounds sick. And he loved it. Now he's gone walkabout, has he? Well, he's got the bonnet up, boys. And I can tell you, Steve and Mark, that there is a supercharger hanging underneath this bonnet with a whole heap of carbon fibre intake. So, fair bit of work done to C63.
I'll tell you what, Stu, we've just had a bike cut a 0.006 reaction time. So the guys on the bikes are on fire, so they've definitely thrown out the gauntlet to the car guys.
Well, that's what we want. Can't have the car guys have it all their own way.
Not at all.
You know, the bike guy and ladies, I should say, because there's a lady racing tonight, and she's one of our regulars here at Aeroflow Race for Real. But tell you what a roll up. I think the Holdens knew it was 4x4 night tonight, so I thought, well, you know, I know four-wheel drive's a big Australian thing, but hey, let's get the Commodores out and show them how it's done.
Yeah, indeed. I do agree.
And I must say there are a couple of tough Falcons here as well. So.
Whoa. Bike down in the rocket lane, just getting really out of shape. Luckily, the rider just caught it in time, but I'll tell you what, cut a great light, a .016 sideways, but yeah.
Well, I suppose if you're going to do it, you're going to do it with style, aren't you?
He did it with style indeed.
Now, we've got a good crowd out here tonight, and if Benji's in a good mood, he might even put a camera on the crowd, because we're going live stream, let's face it. So we're showing the rest of Australia how we do a 4x4 night here in Sydney. But of course, it ain't a race meet without all our fans here either. And a big thank you to everybody up in the stands and up in the corners there for guys for coming up tonight. Here for Aeroflow Race for Real, it's our 4x4 theme night.
Well, 17.4 to a 13.2 at 110 miles an hour. The Falcon down in the rocket lane.
You're just confirming, Mark and Steve, it is a Chevy.
Okay.
It's got the V8 in the front of it. Taking on the FGX.
You're dragging a bit of weight in that thing, Stu.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, it's... I'd say this one, well, it's definitely not standard because it's got the big 3-inch pipe hanging off the rear end of it. 2,500 V8, it says on the side of it, so that's always good.
Yeah, you like those numbers to be really big.
Absolutely. The more diesel soot it puts out, the more our start line team love it.
The bigger the number, the better the cubes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Falcon goes through 12.4, 115 miles an hour, and a 15.9, 87 miles an hour for the big Chev.
All right, we've got the Mitsubishi about to take on the Ford Ranger. Now, of course, the new photos have come out of the new Mitsubishi Triton, which you mentioned a couple of weeks ago here at Aeroflow Race for Real.
Yeah. You want my opinion?
Is that on mic or off mic?
I'm happy to put it on mic.
Yeah, I know. It looks terrible.
It is a shocker.
Yeah, it's not too crash hot, is it?
That's my personal opinion. Yeah, but I must say that I've seen the orange one with the orange grille. It looked really not to my style, but then there was another one with a black grille and it didn't look too bad. So I think it comes down to personal preference.
All right, we've got a Mazda BT50 down here, boys, but it's actually got the D-Max rear tray on it by the look of it. I mean, they're all virtually the same tail lights, just the rear door's got Isuzu D-Max just to make it confusing for you guys up in the box. And, of course, he's taking on Navara, Steve and Mark. So, sorry, boys, I'm going to the Mazda.
You didn't have to say that, mate. We know. We know. You're like Les. You're not one-eyed at all.
Ah, absolutely not.
I like the Navaras.
Yeah, but that's your work car, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, well, there you go. You
When
have
someone
no
gives me a
choice,
car
you
for
gotta
nothing, I'm happy with it.
All right, the BRZ 747 about to come out now. It's going to be taking on the Patrol. Just to all our competitors that are out there, particularly our first-timers in the four-wheel drives. Guys, when you come out, just make sure you got your windows up before you start your burnout, please.
Yeah, probably good habit to get into is before your lane even starts to move, make sure helmet is done up, sleeves are pulled down, everything's ready to go, windows are wound up ready. So the moment you start, your lane starts moving, you are right to go. Not that you're trying to panically, is that a word, panically?
Hurriedly, maybe?
Hurriedly, yeah.
Hurriedly.
Oh, what's the word now? I just made it up.
Because I've done good at English, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you're not panicking, trying to do up a helmet and stuff. So, yeah, get it all done early. You can be nice and relaxed rolling up to the line then.
Yep, and you can focus purposely on the task at hand, which is chopping that tree down tonight.
100%. There's money on the line.
Yeah, very much so. We've got a 006 as the #1 spot from what you and I have seen up here.
Yep. Yeah, that's totally unofficial. That's only just what we cited. I did see a 016 as well, which is not a bad light. So, yeah, you got your work cut out for you. Just, if you've got to set a limit, just go for 000.
Yeah.
All right?
Just like that.
Bang it out.
That's me clicking my fingers, just like that. You know, there's guys and girls that race for 20 years or 30 years or 40 years their whole career and never do it, but, you know, you might just be lucky.
That's right. Just roll on out, cut one, and that's it. You're done.
You're done.
You can relax the rest of the night.
Well, guys, we've got a Land Cruiser down here from TuneWorks. It's good to see a tuning shop. It's got a big intercooler hanging behind that front bar. So I'm interested to see what they've done to this car. Obviously a turbo upgrade on the big Land Cruiser.
Well, he's on the limiter on the hit. It's not what we want him to do is go try and do the slalom because the magnetic switches in the wall come on and that's where you end up, unfortunately.
100%.
Seen it plenty of times before.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely not about leaving the line turning tyres. The moment those tyres start to turn when you're leaving the line, you just ease off, let it grip up again, and then start to power into it.
Well, guys, unfortunately, out of that TuneWorks Land Cruiser, as soon as you hit the throttle, a whole heap of dirt just came out of the car, and it's gone all the way out to 60 foot in the rocket lane. So we will have to get that cleaned up.
What's he been driving the thing in the dirt or something, has he?
Yeah, he must have been.
It was probably last weekend.
Yeah. It was on the way.
Yeah. On the way, okay.
I'm not even going to...
You're going to leave that one alone, Stu?
Yeah, I'm going to shut my mouth on that one because unlike you guys up there, I'm out here and I've got about 100 or 200 four-wheel drive fans up in the crowd, so I've really got to watch what I say tonight.
That's why we know we're safe.
Yeah, I know.
You're our battering ram.
The only people you got to worry about are the people that are on the live stream watching from all around the world.
I know, we've got Benj.
Well, yeah, that's true. See, to all the guys that are watching via the live stream, first of all, welcome, guys, to Aeroflow Race for Real. They let me out of the box tonight. They let me off the leash and out here having a bit of fun. And that's what it's all about, our Wednesday nights. And it's good being down here because, you know, Steve and Mark got to cop the smart-ass comments in the background tonight. So I get a bit of a reprieve from that.
But your ears burning though?
My ears are always burning when I'm down here. My ears are constantly red.
As long
when
as you're
I'm
aware.
down here.
As long as you're aware of that.
Oh, mate. I've got a sixth sense. I know when he's being cheeky because I can hear it in your voices. And sometimes I can hear stuff through my ear monitor as well. Well, guys, got a fantastic crowd here tonight. You guys loving 4x4 night? There's a few people out there, I tell you. There's a few chicks lifting their hands too. I noticed the girls really like four-wheel drives. It's good to see. Well, I'll tell you what, if we get this theme night up and running, hopefully later on in the year where we have a ladies' night.
I reckon that is a great idea, Stu. The ladies' night.
All ladies can come out and race for $40.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what car you drive, whether it's a car like mine, a little Mazda 2, or you've got a big V8 Commodore, come out and race. And of course, you'll be pretty much put into one lane, so you get to race each other. But as Mark and Steve have alluded to, most of the time it's about racing yourself.
That's exactly right, Stu, and bettering your performance somewhere down the racetrack. It might be your shift gear. You might feel that your shift gear's better, or you leave the start line better with a little bit less wheel spin, or does the car doesn't bog if it's manual. There's always room for improvement, or you're like me and really happy when you get down the quarter without missing a gear. And I'll admit that. So it's just practice. It really is just practice, getting into a routine, doing the same thing or something similar to the same thing every time. And, eventually with the added performance, as Mark was talking about before, your times will tumble. And if you are sitting in the staging lanes here on the Aeroflow Race for Real Wednesday night and go, you know what, I really want to give this drag racing a red hot go in its entirety and race for a trophy and run eliminations and all that sort of thing, jump on the track's website, look for when the next Speed Addict Clothing Co. Championship round is. We just had round 5 last weekend. Round 6 is the next one. I think there's 8 or 9 rounds in the championship. The track actually puts together 2 categories for street bikes and street cars. So we're Street Fighter for the cars, and street bikes for our two-wheeled friends. And the category is aimed at predominantly road cars. Racers want to get out there and run their road car or their daily, and try and test their nerve against the Christmas tree in a dial your own situation. So that's where the 2 cars, if they do differ in performance, they pick a dial in, a nominated handicap. And if, for example, I'm racing Mark and my car runs 13s and he's got his Commodore Ute that runs 4 seconds, then I get a 9-second head start and he's got to chase me down.
Yep.
So in theory, we should be neck and neck until I miss a gear at half track and then he just drives, cruises on past. The idea is it tests consistency in driving, consistency in tune-up in the car, and also adds a little bit more meaning other than the chance of winning some dollars into the reaction time, because it does play a fairly big part in dial your own racing as to whether you win or lose in a race. But, majority of the racers in both those categories don't have a huge amount of experience. So, we do see the odd error creep in, and even those with experience, we're all human.
Especially if you're a chaser.
Yes.
If you're the chaser, because the pressure's on you now to chase that other car down without breaking out. So you might, dial in a 11-0, and you're on the chase. You get to the line, you're just about there, and you just keep pedaling in, and you go through. You might do a 10-9. You break out. You might have gone past them, but you've lost.
Yep. And if you have a really slow Cortina like I do that runs 21 seconds, that also kind of plays in your advantage, because when you're leaving with a 7 or 8 second head start, the other racers sometimes go, when's this tree going to count down, and they red light.
Yep, they line. Yeah, exactly right.
But you're in trouble if they don't red light, because the speed differentiation at the other end's massive, and it's hard to pick. But it's horses for courses, I guess. And those 2 categories, the street bike category actually runs in a Chicago shootout.
Yeah, okay.
At the moment, so you're guaranteed weather permitting. There's scheduled 3 qualifying runs.
Yep.
And then 3 rounds of racing. Ben's
That lady up there dances like Benji.
That's good.
I'm actually quite impressed.
Is that why Benji's found her in the top of the stairs there?
Well, I've seen Benji dance, and it's not really a pretty sight, I can assure you. So, but no, that was great. Of course, there wouldn't be a crowd up there tonight for Aeroflow Race for Real, our 4x4 theme night. You guys have been beamed all around the world. So not just here in Australia, but people over in America are probably thinking those Aussies are crazy down there. Yeah, we are, but that's what makes us the #1 drag strip on the East Coast. Luckily, that did not go through the mic then. You're very lucky. I won't repeat what he just said, but no, fantastic. Great to have a fantastic crowd here tonight. We're about to get back into racing. We've got the Commodore about to take on the Patrol. I was going to ask the Patrol driver that they got to pick their game up a bit, boys, because the Land Cruisers and the Prados, they're kind of putting this one to shame.
Another strong burnout from the Commodore driver in the Aeroflow lane. See the night very still there. The smoke just wafting away from the car.
It is indeed. And this Commodore is husband and wife both dialed in. So they just take turns in driving.
Is that part of a ploy? So that you can do upgrades, because you say it's worn out, love. I've got to spend more money on it now.
Well, I've seen the wife drive it coming through the pits.
Yes.
She's a lead foot. So she does indeed. 12.5, 112 miles an hour to an 18.0 at 80 miles an hour.
Next up will be the Hilux taking on the wide body Hilux taking on the Falcon in the rocket lane. Hilux a bit gun shy for the burnout. That's okay.
Yeah, nothing says you have to do a burnout.
Nope.
Whatever you're comfortable with. Just all tad overshot the line. Our starter will just pull them back and roll them back in again because they do a quick reset on that lane.
Mark, I just had a quick talk to the driver in the newer model BRZ that is racing tonight, the white one.
The white one, yep.
Yeah, he was saying that, I asked him, is there much of a difference between what the old model was compared to this one? And he said the power in these new ones are a little bit more linear than what they were in the previous generation of the BRZ. And this car is actually one of the cars from the Defined car group that has been out here a few times, the Sydney Dragway. We've had a few of their cars out here. Of course, their group is about lowered and slammed cars.
Okay.
Now, one gentleman, boys, I'm going to have a quick chat with. He's one of our #1 spectators. He was racing the other week too. Ross the Boss, the other Ross the Boss, is in the house. G'day, Ross.
G'day, Stewie. How are you, mate? All right?
Mate, I'm fantastic. Mate, great to see you here tonight for 4x4 night. You enjoying the action?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely fantastic. And you see a lot of these cars, they're trampling on the rear end and that, but it's good entertainment, it's good fun, and this is about one of the biggest big turnout I've seen for a while. I've got a bit of news for you. I will be bringing my car back. A couple of issues I'm trying to sort out at the moment, nothing major, but I will be back here. I've got the bug, and at my age of 24, and had a few years on it. No, I had a good time last time I was here, and I've got the bug, and I want to do it again, mate. And it's a great experience.
It certainly is, mate. And look, to anybody sitting up in the stands, it's worth having a go.
That's what I mean. Age doesn't come into it. And I was a bit of a late starter doing it. I've done it about three times now, but I'm going to do it again. And it's good. It's just a good thing to do. It's a great thrill, and it's good to do it all. And that's what I've always achieved to do it. But unfortunately, with this sport, money is the issue. But You shouldn't let that come into it. If you're determined to do it, you do it.
Absolutely, that's very, very true. Well, Ross, enjoy the action, mate. It's great to have you here again for Aeroplay Race for Real. Back up to you boys in the box.
Thanks there, Stu.
Yes, you're right that age doesn't come into it. I don't. We saw the other day there was someone posted something on Facebook, I think it was, for Big Daddy Don Garlits, because the name obviously synonymous with drag racing in the US of A, and he broke many records. He's 91. And he was doing a fire up in the pits in the car.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
So 91 years old and still going strong. Obviously, he's had his fair share of trials and tribulations throughout his racing career, but won a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Tried all sorts of things. If I've got the old VHS video of his museum at home. That's
really?
That's how old it is. Yeah. And tried rear engine dragsters, front engine dragsters. He was actually one of the people that helped sort the rear engine dragster out, which of course over the course of the last probably 50 years or thereabouts saved countless lives in in drag racing. I did watch a clip on Instagram, I think it was, I think it was one of the US Nationals. There was 3 racers killed that weekend. So it's not good, because back then the safety equipment was a leather jacket and an open face helmet with goggles, and that nitro-fed engine's right in front of you. So,
Mate, the only thing, what really turned me on when I sat in one of them was the diff centre sitting between your legs.
Yep.
Like, nah, I don't want to catch a crown wheel between my legs as it's passing outside the diff housing.
Well, I think that was one of the key things for Big Daddy Don Garlits. He had a clutch let go and he lost part of his foot.
Yep.
And that's, I think in the hospital bed he was going, well, how can I make this better?
Yes.
And without that, we certainly wouldn't see the times that we do now out of the top fuel dragsters. And I mean, there's still plenty of guys in the US and around the world that want the engine in front of them, and do run damn fast doing it. A lot quicker than what they were back in the 60s and 70s. But again, the safety improvements over time have been a lot better. But of course, with any open vehicle like that, with the engine in front of you, whether it's an altered or a dragster or whatever it is, it's all directly in front of you. Something lets go, you're the first to know about it. Where in a modern car, it all happens behind you, and you're not 100% safe, I guess, but that's what makes it exciting. But I think you're a lot safer in the modern car than one of time gone by.
I work with, and I've known him for a long time, Norm McCormack.
Yes.
With his front engine dragster. And he just loves it. And you would, that amount of horsepower sitting in front of you, a blown injected motor, can you imagine crossing the line in that full noise, what it would sound like?
It'd be pretty good because you'd hear everything.
Yeah.
It certainly attracts. I think that's the thing with drag racing, is that there's something for everybody. Whatever gives you that buzz, you know what I mean? Whether it's a Nissan Patrol or a Hilux or a front engine dragster or rear engine dragster, nitrous, blown alcohol, Turbo 4, whatever it is, Turbo 6. There's a category for you to get into, or even it could just be a humble a motorcycle, or it could be a humble street car. If that gives you the buzz, then that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Mate, my thing is I love super quick street cars, and seeing how fast you can get them down there without tubbing them, without 4-link, without going to all these aids, no nitrous, no nothing, just naturally aspirated. See how quick you can make it go.
Well, I reckon you'd like that, and I know you're a Tirana man. Mark Hopkins, I think his name is. He's got that bronzy brown LH Tirana. Small cube, I think it's a Holden motor, 312 cubes or something. And he was out here on the weekend running like 1080s or something.
Yep.
And it's a road car. Like to me, like I'm blown away the fact that it's not LS, or it's not, it's not a big block or anything like that. It's only a small, like 312 cubes. It's obviously working very well. Good tune up. good side-by-side race actually happening right in front of us at the moment, just to change topic. But yeah, the way that car is set up, the way it leaves the start line, obviously all working to get a good ET at the other end of the racetrack, and it looks to be a car that he could happily jump in on a Sunday and go for a cruise somewhere.
And that's the thing. You enlist the right people to help you do the bits and pieces around the car.
Yep.
And it will do exactly what you want and get to where you want to get to. Like now, you can virtually get a 5-litre Holden motor that is just about stroke to 400. Come Racing have made all these things. They used to have the 383 strokers.
Yep.
And now they've done another one, which is even, I'm not sure. I think it's just off 400 cubes.
It's pretty serious, isn't it?
Well, it is when you're cutting into water jackets to get cubic capacity out of it.
Yeah. So sacrificing a little bit of street ability, obviously, to do that, but oh well.
You don't need them.
No. What do you need water for? Don't need water.
Yes, that's it.
1285 with a 2:1:17 in the rocket lane there to a 18:53 in the Aeroflow lane. Now Turbo Hilux back again in the rocket lane. .11:36 with a 120 mile an hour through the finish line to a 13:31, 99 miles an hour. Strong burnout from the Falcon in the Aeroflow lane there. The rocket lane away nicely. The Falcon up in tyre smoke on the hit of the throttle, even after that big burnout. Also a little bit of fume out of the car as he makes his way down the racetrack. 14:63 at 110 through the finish line, and a 12:91 with a 9. 106 for the car in the rocket lane there.
Well, Steve, we might go to a little bit of a break, and we will be back very, very shortly here, Aeroflow, Race for Real, four-wheel drive night.
Shift shifters from Aeroflow Performance are truly the modern shifter for the modern age. Featuring a full bespoke billet case, all shifters are designed for right-hand drive vehicles with an LED lit gear position indicator. Available in either ratchet or gated options, as well as OEM replacement shifters for popular Holden and Ford vehicles. A large range of bang shift spares are available for each shifter that includes shifter cables, brackets, lever and gate kits, trans brake buttons and drop boxes for the ideal mounting solution. Shift into gear and check out a full listing at aeroflowperformance.com.
How would it be if we funded a pilot program for you to run that enabled you to bring some vision impaired kids onto the Saints Play program?
Oh wow, that would mean the world. My reward is the smile on the kids' faces.
And since you've given so much to others, we'd also like to do something for you personally. How would it feel if Pepper sent you, your partner, and your daughter Molly to the Gold Coast for a few days?
Yeah, awesome. I don't know what to say. It amazes me. Thank you very much.
Stay informed, up to date and entertained thanks to the Western Weekender. The Western Weekender is Penrith's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles and so much more. The Western Weekender is the heartbeat of Penrith and it's out every Thursday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area, home delivered, or check out westernweekender.com.au.
Well, welcome back to Aeroflow Race for Real. We have the VS Commodore up against the GTS Skyline.
And the Commodore's going to take it, Mark. 13.32 with a 9, 103 through the finish line.
And 14.6 at 101 miles an hour.
And we've got the Land Cruiser in the rocket lane, and I think that's the Prado in the Aeroflow. Surprising how hard it can be to pick a car up here, especially when it's black.
It is. Yep. All we really got to go by is taillights. It's okay if you can just pick them as they come through the tunnel, because we've got a bit of light on them, but once they move on from there, nah. Well, I hope everyone out there in Facebook and YouTube are enjoying tonight. Plenty of good racing going on out there. Got some really good cars, haven't we?
Definitely, and it's a really good mix too, which is good. And you know, some people keen to do burnouts, other people keen to not destroy their clutches.
Yeah.
Others want to run a number. Others chasing the reaction time at the start line.
Do you trust this man touching your car?
Yeah, he is. So it's not an LS in it? We were just going to put the, what's it called? What do they call them? The barrows? Is that one?
I think it's called a barrow. I'm not really much of a Ford man. Oh, you want to put a Coyote. Trusting you to put a Coyote motor in a Commodore.
Yeah, well, that's the way to get them going.
Tell you what, Mark and Steve, you can't take the Ford out of Dave Muscat, can you? Even though he drives a BMW.
Oh, dear.
Well,
hey,
no.
David, what do you expect? Yeah, like,
hey, guys, we're down here. We've got this awesome little familiar wagon. I love this thing. Man, welcome back to Aeroflow Race for Real.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. It's good to be back.
How was the first pass?
It was good. We got like 13.1. Eventually got down to a 13.02. So the plan tonight is try and get to the 12.99.
Well, mate, I'll tell you, I reckon it's doable. The track out there and conditions are good at the moment.
That's it. All the best. Hopefully get it down pat off the line and go for it, yeah.
Well, flying the flag for the Mazdas, brother. Have a good run. The little familiar wagon. I love that thing. It is just awesome. Got the Venetians in the back. The paintwork is meticulous.
Pretty rare car, the little early Mazda wagons.
yeah, it is, yeah. And you've got to love the workmanship that's gone into it.
So I just got a bit scared then. I walked past a Nissan patrol driver and he looked at me with some awful eyes.
Did you tell him not to blame you because you bought a Nissan?
Yeah. Well, you know, I used to drive a Nissan, but there's a reason why I bag him out. That's all for a bit of fun, though. All right, we've got this Falcon now. This thing is out here pretty much every week. They give this car an absolute hiding, and the gentleman that's driving it looks like the guy that used to drive a supercharged VS Commodore. His name escapes me for the moment.
It's got an N on the back window. Did you do that thing nitrous before?
Yeah, it's running a little bit of nitrous, just had a little bit of a purge. Maybe just to help it off the line just a little bit.
Sub 2 seconds there, Stu's. Leaving very nicely off the start line in the rocket lane this time around. 13.73 with a 400 mile an hour.
Oh, we've got a really nice looking Subaru WRX down here now. Now, it is white. I'm just waiting for this patrol driver to break his clutch. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Love it.
Even went for the gear change.
He did. He did. No, this WRX down here, guys, white wheels, white. This thing is clean as a whistle. It is a credit to the driver. It is beautiful. But, so hopefully you get a good time out of it. The Subarus, you know, they've been trying the last few weeks. We've had a few quick ones out here. But, you know, we've had some quick Evos, but it's good to see the Subis starting to make their way back on track. Of course, the weather's starting to warm up a little bit. And conditions down here, boys, I can tell you are perfect for racing. It is not cold down here at all. And the track is just in super good nick tonight.
Subi to the 60 foot in 2.4 seconds. Well out in front of the Patrol. I don't know if the Patrol is having some issues or not, but a 1687 for the Subaru. I would have thought would have been a little bit quicker than that, Mark.
Yeah, indeed. And the Patrol, like 17 seconds to mid-track. Yeah, I think he might have been just babying that one a little bit up top end. And yet, just a quick word to all the competitors out there. As you come through the tunnel and from there, just keep an eye on our staff down there. They'll instruct you of what they want you to do. So as they bring you into the burnout boxes, keep an eye on them. They'll let you know when to do the burnout. Yep. Don't just come in there and then start letting loose.
We've got two key people in front of the tower. The first person is Lee. He's the gentleman with the purple cap on. He's recording, or he's reading your number to the people up in race control so that they can put the right number in the computer.
Yep.
So that you get the right time card, right? That's Lee. He'll then instruct you to move forward to the water. Then in the water box tonight, we have Michael. He's wearing the yellow earmuffs. We can see him there pointing to the crowd. He will hold you in the water until it's safe for you to commence your burnout. He will do that by pointing towards the finish line.
Yep, indeed. And he'll let you know when he wants you to do it, where it's safe for everybody.
Yes.
Because, you know, we still might have cars going down the bottom end of the track or staff walking around. Go by their guidance and you won't have a problem. Everything will run really well.
So I've just picked up a new nickname, boys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah? Do you want to share it?
Yeah, Bill Cayley calls me Woody now. So,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not asking them why.
I take it it's like Toy Story, that's all.
Okay.
I think that's probably what he's referring to. Now we've got the Mazda Familia about to take on the Forester. We often get asked why we don't have many rotaries out here at Aeroflow Race Real. Well, the fact of the matter is that the rotaries, well, they're not cheap to run. That's for a start. And secondly, a lot of them spend a lot of their time in the garage and don't really make their way out here. But we got this little Mazda Familia. Can he get this thing down into the 12s? We shall soon see.
Yeah, and we'd like to see a lot more rotaries out here, wouldn't we, Stu?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'd love to have a speaker in the studio so we can put it on stereo just for Benj.
You can imagine what he just said.
Well, I was going to say, because there's a lot of awesome people that are watching on the live stream, and just to get everybody on the live stream, particularly from America, Benji's a big rotor fan, loves his rotaries. So if you're on there on the keyboard, give him a bit of encouragement. I'll say that now because I'm out here.
Well, mate, I think you even pulled a couple of plug leads off the Merc, so it would sound a bit like a rotary.
He's laughing at that. That was a good call.
Well, not too much of a burnout there from the little Familia. The Subaru with the Toyota rims on it.
He's just being economical, Stu. It makes perfect sense.
I reckon it's a good call, actually.
Oh, nearly getting the wheels on and on the second gear shift. 181 to the 60 for the little Mazda.
He's on a bit of a pass here.
83 mile an hour, half track. Oh, also close, 13:05, 54 thousandths too shy. I reckon if you got a slightly cleaner launch, you would have got that then. 105.9 through the finish line. And the little Subi in the aeroflow lane, 14:27 with a 2:96.
We've got the F350 down here, Steve. About to have a run down the rocket lane, first timer, and he's taking on this beautiful looking 1-tonner.
Yeah, it does look really nice. I saw just as he started the burnout there, that's one you were talking about before, yeah?
Yes, that's right, Steve. Yep. No, this thing is awesome. Got a big set of rubber underneath the rear end of it.
Big wheel spin on the hit for the 1-tonner. An 0.92 on the tree for the F350 driver, though.
That's not a bad position to be in, is it?
Yeah, I think that's certainly one of the better lights we've seen from our four-wheel drive drivers.
Actually sound like he backed off a little bit early there too.
I'll tell you what, a 17.7 out of a big, big heavy car like that, that is impressive.
Yes, indeed.
I reckon a few of these 4x4 guys are starting to wind it up a little bit now, particularly the Nissan drivers. I think they've trying to prove a point.
Well, they need to sort of step it up a bit now. Like we're running out of time for reaction.
Yeah, in about half an hour,
roughly.
8:45 is the cutoff.
So there's free. What we got? $600 on the line
in total. Yes.
In total, yep.
And a 16:29 with a 484 miles an hour for the 4B in the airflow lane.
And 19.1 at 70 miles an hour for the rocket lane.
Looks like we've got a bit of a car group out here too, Mark. There's a couple of cars that have come out with the midnight sticker on their front window.
Okay.
And some Japanese writing underneath. So it's great to see another car group making their way out here to Sydney Dragway and utilising Aeroflow Race for Real as a bit of fun for their group.
Yeah, if you are out here in a car group, Stu's wandering around most times. So
yeah, grab him and have a bit of a plug about what your club's about. You might pick up a few members or generate some interest. And
yep, for sure.
Yeah, the Subaru takes this one 15.28 with a 693 mile an hour through the finish line.
And 18.2, 72 miles an hour. Okay, just do it again to all the competitors out there. As you come through the tunnel, keep a good eye on our two staff down. One will bring you into the holding areas before the burnout box. Watch their directions. I'll let you know when you can go. And we also have the guys that are bringing you into the burnout box. Watch what they're directing as well. Because we've had a couple of people now just driving straight in and start hooking into the burnouts. We can't have that. You just got to watch what they're doing because it's a safety factor.
We get you keen and we get you excited, but we just need to follow the directions given. All right, the next pair on the start line, Mark. What do we got there? A Triton, I think it is, in the rocket lane.
Aeroflow lane.
I have no idea because it's got an aftermarket back on it.
Yeah, sorry, don't have a clue.
Notice I took the easy one there.
You did, yeah, you jumped. Good on you. I think I would have done the same myself.
Yeah, that's why I got in first.
Yeah. I just think too slow.
All right, our rocket lane left behind on the start line. I don't think he's going to catch that back either.
No.
Aeroflow lane marching away with it. Runs on through for 17.55 with the 0.
And 19.6 at 68 miles an hour.
Got any interesting chat on our live stream there, Mark?
They're actually
Can't
having
read that from here.
a good bit of chat between themselves, so which is great.
All right, the BRZ taking on the Patrol in the Rocket Lane.
BRZ's got GTS written on the back of it. Is that something new?
No idea.
No, me either. I must say, don't know a real lot about them.
Certainly a popular build car. They've been around for 5, 6 years now, something like that.
Yep. Yep, in both brands.
Same, but different.
Yeah. No, same.
Well, they are slightly different. They have a different badge on them.
Yeah.
All right, both races into full stage now. The tree counts down. The BRZ away with a 6:27 reaction time. And as you'd expect, pulling away from the Patrol. But I tell you what, the Patrol's done all right. Stuck with him till around about the 3:30 mark.
Yep, indeed. Well, 18.7 at 76 miles an hour to a 15.5 at 97 miles an hour. So not a bad effort at all.
Just looking in our staging lane cam out the back, I can see I think it's a Patrol. I saw it go around to scrutineering before. It's got all these lights under it, which you can see in the staging lanes. It's lit up like daylight onto the ground. I think they're like for rock spotting and that.
Yeah.
Because when you decide that you want to go bush bashing at night time.
Yep. As you do.
You need to be able to see where your wheels are placed.
You want to see what you're about to run over.
Yeah. Definitely some illumination going on there, though. How good's that for working on the car, though?
Oh, yeah, sensational. Yeah.
You need sunglasses on. 070 on the tree for the Rocket Lane. To a 703 in the Aeroflow lane.
Well, 12.9, 106 miles an hour for the Rocket Lane. And 15.7, 86 miles an hour for the Aeroflow. Well, nice stout burnout from the VZ Commodore. Just bouncing on the limiter.
Hey guys, I'm just down here in the staging lanes and well, Killer SSV is down here. Hey brother.
How are you?
The boys upstairs are loving your burnouts.
Oh, that's about all I got today, mate. A couple of burnouts.
Mate, you're a regular out here. What's your best time out of this car?
Low 12s at the moment on $30 tyres.
Well, you can afford then to rip them up, can't you?
Yeah, hence the smoke, mate. They don't cost me, so it's good.
Well, mate, it's always good to see you out here and it's good to see the car back.
Yeah, we'll give her one last run tonight, I think. We'll see what we can do.
Fantastic. There you are, boys. Killer SSV.
Thank you very much, Stu. Oh, very nice Tirana rolling up to the start line. Has he done a run yet tonight, Mark?
Yeah, he has gone through.
Has? I must have missed him. Must have been it was feed in the face. Very nice looking car up against our Mercedes in the Aeroflow lane. I think went like 11.3 or whatever it was at some silly mile an hour.
Yep.
Hey, Mark, there's a very nice looking VNSS just below you that is about to come out.
Okay.
A little bit of a pedal on the line for the Mercedes, but a 10.68 with a 4.
Wow.
136.
And 14.4 at 104 miles an hour for the Tirana. Wow, I'll tell you what, Stu, that is mint, isn't it?
Well, those rims have actually got the Holden badge in the centre of them. So,
Yeah, the aftermarket ones, they're 20s.
are they aftermarket, are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quiet.
Mm.
Smoke just wafting away, I should say, from the start line towards the northwest. 619 on the tree for the Commodore to a 458 in the rocket lane there. Rocket lane just under 2 seconds to the 60 foot. Runs on through for a 12.09, 115.
Well, and 12.9 at 96 miles an hour for the Commodore. We've got a good combination here, Steve. We've got the VNSS up against the VSSS.
Lots of V's and S's.
There's lots of, yes, indeed. Definitely like the VN over the VS.
You're not biased, are you?
I'm not biased at all, no. Just because I've got a couple of them in the garage.
That's all right. Very clean example, that one down on the start line.
It is, isn't it?
Both
Real
of them.
tidy.
Both of them.
They came out with a green colour as well, didn't they, at one stage, Mark? Is that right?
It was a SV5000.
Oh, I remember them. My first boss had one of them because I went to school with his son all the way, pretty much all through primary school and high school. And Tim's dad had SV5000, and yeah, I remember every time he walked past it, I was like, oh, that's awesome. You know, like just a really nice car.
Yeah, it is indeed. Well, 14.8 to a 16.1. Yeah, the SV5000 are very collectible now.
I bet. I was just going to say I haven't seen one in the green for a long time.
Yep.
They only came out, was that the only colour they came out in, that bottle green that they came out in, or emerald green or whatever it was?
I'm going to say yes, but I've got a sneaking feeling they did come out in another colour, like a dark grey or something.
I want to say maroon, like a maroon colour?
No, that was the Group A's.
Ah, okay. That's where I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah.
Sorry to all the Commodore fans or Holden fans that I've just that I've just offended twice in half a sentence. Oopsie. 076 on the tree for the Aeroflow lane. As good as that light is, I think we have had a few better.
Yep.
Only 25 odd minutes left.
Yeah, so all the competitors now, you need to get your race face on. This is it.
Yep.
Running out of time.
And I guess for a lot of the guys out the back, Steve and Mark, that are listening to the commentary and like, oh man, we've only got a short time left. What's the best way of trying to cut a good light? Because to some of our racers, it's their first time here, they're probably thinking, well, how can I improve?
Well, I think we've touched on that a little bit earlier. With the most road cars, those that are here tonight that are running somewhere around the 15 to 16 second bracket, you probably want to be letting go of your brake and smashing that throttle at around about when the second amber is on, like brightly on. We both think that's roughly about where you should be. Because obviously by the time the car actually reacts and then it moves, obviously the faster your car is, the quicker it reacts. So you leave time you leave it a little bit longer, so you're closer to the to when the green light comes on. But in a car running 15 or 16 seconds, by the time your brain recognises that to move your foot and then the car actually reacts from that, we tend to think somewhere around the middle amber being on. When we say that, I mean the LEDs now are probably a little bit different to when you and I used to race with the old style light bulb. There was definitely an on and off stage in the light, because obviously as the element warmed up and went out, don't doesn't happen so much in the LED lights that we now have got. Big burnout from the Commodore driver. There is a Commodore down there somewhere. Yeah, so that's where we feel cutting a good light would be advantageous. Also, what affects it is where you're sitting in the staging beam as well. But you know, don't worry about that too much at this point. It's more about getting into stage, and then from there, giving yourself the best shot. We haven't seen too many red lights tonight.
No, we haven't. So usually you start seeing a lot of red lights. Everyone's trying really hard. You know that's happening. And you hear so many different things. I've had people tell me, you know, like they use the 1, 2, 3 countdown. But that's okay. But geez, you got to watch the lights really well and get your counting dead right to where it's going to be where you want it to be. That's what I find.
To me, that's just another element that it's not going to work. Some races only focus on one of the lights.
Yep.
So that as soon as they see it, that's what they react to. Obviously, the races of cars that run a delay box or other, you know, start line, you know, assistance devices, which you can't run tonight, but you know, the competition cars, they can leave on the first light, so they basically just focus on that top light.
Yep.
They let go of a button, and then there's a little computer that releases the transmission. If it's automatic, obviously you need it to be automatic to have that facility. But we don't allow them at the Aeroflow Race for Real because it's not fair for those that are doing it off the foot brake.
No, not at all. And I've never had a delay box in any of my cars, and I won't. I do like to go off the foot brake, and when I was racing, I would go off it at about 2.8 to just on $3,000. Anything past that, and the thing will start to turn tyres.
Yep.
So you're sort of hard sitting on the light, your foot on the brake, and most of the time it just push you through. So, and that's another part of it too, is, you know, like, you don't come straight off no throttle. Like if you just punch it without bringing the revs up.
Obviously in a road car, but that's how I used to drive the Junior.
Is it?
Yeah, we used to have the idle right up.
Yep.
Because I went through a stage where with the centrifugal clutches that were in them, you hold your foot on the brake and then come up on the belt, you know, on the converter effectively, and all you do is burn a flat spot in the belt. And you know, Dad and I worked out that it was easier to actually bring the idle up on the carburetor to where we wanted it, and then basically just up into stage, and then as soon as the light came down, just smash it. But I understand, obviously, in a car with a proper converter and a gearbox is a different thing. Now, for me, that worked in the Junior almost like having a two-step. You know, like, because the RPM was set, that was a consistency thing. Do you know what I mean? So that then made sure that we left the start line consistently every time. We weren't leaving one time on up on the belt at $4,000, and then the next time the best I could get was 5 or 6. You know what I mean? If there was such a big variance, but for us, that was one way of actually eliminating a couple of things: the variance in the launch RPM, and B, the inconsistency in actually being able to hold the car on the converter.
We were good because we had such a huge solid roller in it.
Yes.
That we had a 6.5 converter in it.
Yeah, wow.
So that was, you had plenty of room for flare in that thing.
Yes.
And you know, around that rev range, it wasn't too bad. You could hold it up.
Yeah. Another good light there, 070 on the tree. Seen a couple of O lights in the last 20 minutes or so.
Before we had
You can't take the smile off Don's face, boys, whether he's on the bike or in the car.
Yeah, mate, I don't think there's any other place you'd rather be on a Wednesday night.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Next pair of cars was the 055 red. Racer in the rocket lane. Went after the light there. 1365 with a 109 mile an hour through the finish line.
Yeah, there's a few strange noises, Steve, coming out of that Subaru by the look of it too.
Yes, I did hear on the mic there, one of the cars didn't sound marvellous.
Well, huge purge on the nitrous from the Celica. This will be a good pass.
Yeah, let's see what Ernest has been able to do. He commented before that the car was running a little bit lean up the top end. Small flash on the shift.
And the same again.
And rolls out still an 899 with an 877 with a 2 for Joe.
Yeah.
He was hoping for 880, so he'd be probably pretty happy with that. 078 on the tree. And
well, miles an hour is up for Ernest now. Like, only come up minimal, but definitely needs a lot more fuel for it.
yeah, well, he was running 126. He was pretty similar to Joe's time there, but I think if he didn't have those issues at half track, we would have seen probably a quicker pass than what Joe ran there. That car was just getting wound up, I could nearly say.
And you definitely what you don't want. You don't want your car leaning out top end because that has a tendency to start melting pistons.
Yep. Especially where you're reaching peak RPM, peak speed, and
you're on nitrous.
Yes.
So nitrous is really hard on a motor anyway, but lack of fuel.
.028 red on the tree for Bilby. 958 with a 0, 139 miles an hour through the finish line.
And we're talking about red lights? He's trying.
Yep. Oh, he's always trying. So. There's another patrol about to come through for a run that's got all the rock lights under there. A little bit more eye-friendly, those ones. Two-wheeled racers out on track now. 013 red on the tree for the Rocket Lane racer. I think they were the ones that they went and 0 something earlier tonight, so they might. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't see their name on the.
I'll tell you what, guys, this rider down here with the well, I don't know what you'd call it, but
it's like a furry helmet.
Yeah, I was going to say like a St. George Dragon fan. He's pumped. He's ready to go.
Well, he's in the right place, Stu.
Tell you what, he was fist pumping, he was getting himself G'd up.
Not a bad light, 172 on the tree. Very close to the centre line, though. I think the Harley rider went over to meet him pretty much. 1047 with a 4, 141 for the rider in the airflow lane to an 1125 with a 0, 122 in the rocket lane. Next pair of riders readying themselves to launch away from the start line and hit the RPM come up. And the aeroflow lane away first. .1060 at 132 for the aeroflow lane.
And 11.7, 118 miles now for the rocket lane.
Big Chevy in the rocket lane. Taking on the Falcon this time around. The Falcon in the aeroflow lane. Falcon into full stage now. And this, the big Chevy away with a 636. The Falcon will take a 1253, 1295 with a 3. Sorry about that. I'll get it right in a minute. 107.
No pressure.
No, no pressure at all. I sometimes wonder if I'm a little bit dyslexic, especially when I get tired.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
great
you're right.
to see Tidy Az back again this week, that blue VK Commodore.
Yes.
Running got a passenger in the car tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be great for the passenger.
Absolutely. And it's got the end on the back window for nitrous, so... Hey.
Well, I'm surprised you just don't come along with a helmet and that, Stu, and you just go and try and scab it right off anybody that will be giving you one.
Just bring a white pen and write passenger on the back window and jump in.
No, I don't try and scab rides, guys. I've got a job to do, and...
Well, you could do it from the car.
You can commentate all the way down.
Yeah, I could, but you know, I'd be fist pumping the whole way down the track, especially if I was in Tidy Az, you know, I'd be there just going, yeah! So, yeah, probably not a good idea.
Hey, Stu, when you get some time, we might get you to go and have a quick yak to the guy in the big Chev.
The big Chev, four-wheel drive?
Big four-wheel drive, yeah, when he comes round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's only just done a run, so he's probably coming back down the return road now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if they got the big Cummins diesel in them.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure whether they do or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they put into him either.
No.
Hence why he wants
It
you
works.
to talk to him.
Well, I was under the impression that it probably was a Cummins, being that it is a GM product. But what we might do is just have a quick word to the guys from TuneWorks here in the big Land Cruiser. How you going, buddy?
Good, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Mate, tell me a little bit about your Landy.
So it's a 76 Series 2021. It's been coil converted to Superior, and then we've done a fair bit of work at TuneWorks too. Runs about 38 pounds of boost, got some big injectors in it, and ran 277 kilowatt, 1205 newton meters at the wheels.
Wow.
Jeez, that's a fair bit. And
If you could only see the face that Mark just
turbos?
pulled.
Yeah, it's got a G350 from G Turbo in it, and their injectors as well. And now it's got the 8-speed auto from 8-speed AU as well. So I've got a trans brake, haven't used it yet. I'm a bit scared of breaking something, but we'll see how we go.
All right, fantastic. There you go, guys. The guys
Yeah, wow.
from TuneWorks, that's a lot done to that 4B.
That's heaps. You don't worry about breaking stuff until you break it.
Yeah, that's...
Then you know, okay,
That's a
I
bit
did
much.
break it.
That was a bit much. What do you say? 1,200 foot-pound, 277 kilowatts, and 38 pound of boost. It's not bad. He's just at the head of the staging lanes. He'll be out in a moment or two. An 8-speed gearbox.
Yeah.
An 8-speed gearbox. That's insane.
I wonder what he gets to at the top of the quarter here at Sydney Dragway. Is he in like 4th, or where does he get to?
Just a quick, at the end of the quarter mile,
Oh, he's
what
jumped
gear do you
back
actually
on.
get to?
Well, it was in 7th, so it is an auto. But yeah, I think I did 14.5 seconds, and it was about 90 mile an hour. So yeah, it hit 7th gear. So
yeah, wow.
There you are, Steve. 7th gear down the end of the quarter mile.
Wow.
I wouldn't have thought he would have got that far up
No.
through the gears, but
No.
okay. Obviously, they're very close together.
And it's probably got real low, like they had the low gear ratio in the diffs as well.
Yes.
Wow.
1,200 foot-pounds.
So 14s, that's virtually what 5-litre Commodores.
Yeah, pretty much. You wouldn't pick that in a
No.
4B. It pulled like a train.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, boys, that's what I do love about our 4x4 nights in particular. You know, we've got customers or business owners that bring their cars out. Great way to promote your business. And best part is we're live streaming thanks to Benj. And, you know, your company is going not only all around Australia, but going all around the world as well. So, look, big thank you to the guys from TuneWorks for bringing out that Land Cruiser of theirs. and telling us a little bit of its story.
Yeah, that's what makes it interesting, isn't it? And there might just be one or two people, or obviously, of course, tonight there'd be quite a few people, might be looking to make some upgrades and see that car or four-wheel drive out on the racetrack and go, you know what, that looks like something that I would like to do to my car.
Well, especially being out here, because, you know, like, this is going to put a lot of stress on the cars.
Yes.
So, you know, like...
Uh-oh. Oh, you... How did he do that? He got it going and he was still rolling. He hit the key, he didn't even have to stop. Looks like the aeroflow lane's going to get away with it, and he's going to run through for an 18.92 with a 9, and the rocket lane a 23.1, but there was definitely a stall on the start line there. But yeah, just going back to what we were saying, Mark, of course, you know, the drag strip is a stressful environment for any car. Doesn't matter whether it's purposely built to be here or not to be here, but we're testing limits in other ways, I guess you could say.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got his rock lights on too.
Yep. Well, you just never know what's under you.
No, it's a good idea. I like it. I'll put some on the Escort so I can see what I'm doing underneath the car.
That's a great idea. We put some on the Ute, but it's too low.
That's all right, just get the reflection. I'm sure they love being submerged in water too.
Yes.
VK in the aeroflow lane, Mark.
Yes.
Per little quick, sharp purge of nitrous there.
Okay, just rolling the four-wheel drive back. Just went in a little bit too deep. Well, VK out at 0.5. 5.6, I should say, 0.6. And goes through 11 to 99.94 miles an hour.
Yeah, off it early, I think.
Real early.
If not before the 1,000 foot, so he's coasted that last 100 metres.
Wow.
They don't sound half bad, do they, for a four-wheel drive?
No,
I know they're
sound
V8s,
great.
of course, but...
17.0 at 82 miles an hour.
Mark, I just had a quick chat with Steve Sarkis, who's about to come back out very soon in the Sigma.
Yep.
Just combating a little bit of wheel spin in that car off the start line. So
have they still been just running half tracks, Stu, or they put a couple of full track passes in?
no, Stu's just working on the launch and half track at the moment, just trying to get the car sorted. He was talking a little bit earlier, just mentioned nitrous, so whether that's something they will look at in the future for that car.
Is it a turbo car?
I think it's a turbo LS in it.
Yep.
Or no, it's definitely got an LS in it. But Is Steve just getting the car sorted? It is running radials. It's not running slicks. And once again, we're going to have to hold up a little bit of racing, boys, because we've got gunk out of that car.
Looked very clean on the outside, so I dare say just in spots where you can't get the pressure washer very easily.
Yep.
And to the guys waving in the staging lanes, I saw you.
Well, 15.7, 95 miles an hour to a 17.6, 75 miles an hour. Well, how are we going on time, Steve? We haven't got a real lot left.
We've got 2 minutes.
Yep.
I just had a little bit of dirt that has come out of that TuneWorks 4x4 again on the start line. So we will have to get that cleaned up before we send down more of our 4x4 utes in our cars.
All right, well, we shouldn't be too long. What we might do in the meantime is just throw to our big screen for a couple of quick words from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back with you very shortly with probably the results of the reaction time as well, and we'll inform you of those and chase those drivers, hand over a little bit of coin, and get back with the last of the racing action for the evening. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Boosted turbochargers from Aeroflow Performance are designed for the automotive enthusiast who wants optimal performance at a competitive price. We have a range of turbochargers in both ceramic ball bearing and 360-degree journal bearing options to suit your power goals from 200 up to 3,000 horsepower. To help turbocharge your vehicle, Aeroflow Performance also have a large range of turbocharger accessories. From steam pipe turbo manifolds, external wastegates, and intake and exhaust solutions, you can have your car boosted in no time. For a full listing, check out aeroflowperformance.com.
Speed Addict Clothing Co. Fast clothes for fast people. Shop now at speedaddictco.com.au.
Not slow.
Not difficult.
Not just ticking boxes.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodding. Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. From fittings, fuel system components, intake solutions and even turbocharger systems, you can see it all at aeroflowperformance.com.
BikeReview.com.au is Australia's leading website for performance and modified motorcycles. BikeReview.com.au is the only motorcycle-focused website to feature motorcycle drag racing on a regular basis. And in the words of editor Jeff Ware, our involvement with Sydney Dragway is our way of putting back into one of our favourite sports. BikeReview.com.au.
Stay informed, up to date and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles and so much more. Para News really is the heartbeat of Parramatta and Cumberland, and it's out every Tuesday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area or check out paranews.com.au.
Well, Mark, hot off the press, we've just been given our winners of the reaction times. And with a 006 on the motorcycle that I think I commented was probably one of the better reaction times. 006 was the winner, and that was M55, Tasha Ross. So congratulations to Tasha taking home the big envelope tonight. In second place, 0.03 of a second behind with a 009 was Ross Bilby in the Cortina. Then with an 016 with the other bike that you noticed, Mark, was a good light, M56, and that's Shane Wiggins, I think it is. So congratulations to those racers and riders. Stewie will be down at the bottom at the entry door into the tower.
Yep.
If you see him there, or he'll come find you. Of course, the two motorcycles will probably be in the lane. So M55, our winner tonight. Our second place winner, racer 1666, Ross Bilby, and our third place, M56. So congratulations to those drivers and riders. Appreciate your patronage, and I hope you've had a good night, and enjoy the rewards.
Yeah, indeed. So don't forget, Stewie will be down the bottom of the tower. Make sure you've still got your armband intact. And he'll be down there waiting.
Big burnout from the Falcon in the rocket lane there.
So we've got the Barra up against the Hilux.
See, he could go in the sand. He's got his...
What, the Barra?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No. Don't want the Barra to go in the sand.
The Hilux?
Yeah. If the Barra did go in the sand, the Hilux would be able to get him out, but...
He would be able to. Yeah.
We don't want any cars in the sand.
No. Oh, yeah. No. Okay.
Just leave it. Leave it at no.
Yeah, okay. Oh, all right, I'll leave it alone. 13.2, 107 miles an hour to a 19.8, 76 miles an hour.
Big burnout from the Rodeo in the rocket lane. Smoke a lot darker in that one. It's a mix of tyre smoke and soot. Taking on the Sigma of Steve Sarkis. We just heard Stewie mention Steve.
Yep. So this car is naturally aspirated. Goes out a 1.6, 60 foot. Well, just 3/4 track then, backed it way down.
Yeah, I think on the coast now, 11.52 with a 4, only 91 miles an hour. He was doing 102 at half track.
Yep.
To a 15.68 at 87 there for the Rodeo that was in the rocket lane.
Okay, just pushing this patrol back. Looks like...
Oh.
Something fell off.
I wonder if that was a fishing rod holder or something.
I don't
It looked
know.
cylindrical.
It was a big bolt.
Was it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm only guessing.
Oh, okay.
But big bolt sounds better.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Either way, don't want to run over it.
No.
There's a lot of smoke out of the Forby in the rocket lane there. We can just see the start line through the smoke.
It's all slowly starting to clear now.
Not too much in the reaction time, about a 10th difference between the two. The white Patrol, the better of the two lights. I don't think the rocket lane's going to catch him, Mark.
No, I don't think so either.
And he's going to run on through with a 19.16, 71 miles an hour.
And 20.7 at 67 miles an hour for the rocket lane. Well, once that single wheel gets turning, the revs come up.
Were they all diesel? I'll ask a dumb question on air.
Patrols?
Yeah.
No.
I was going to say, because that definitely doesn't sound diesel, and it's too clean, like no soot. But I tell you what, a very clean example in the rocket lane there.
Yeah, definitely well looked after. Wow. Yep.
That was quick, Stu. That must have been about a record, I reckon.
Would have taken me that long just to get downstairs.
Yeah, no, that was a record. Tasha was actually already waiting down at the door for me. So, congratulations, Tasha, on the win of the reaction time prize money tonight. .006 on the tree.
Yeah, that was a great launch.
She just said to me too, boys, she's got the slowest bike out of a lot of them. I said, it doesn't matter. I said, it just goes to show you don't have to have a fast car or a fast bike.
No, that's true.
Here we go, this racer in the airflow lanes. Obviously got some mates in the viewing area. They're all psyching him up. He had a go, he stopped, and then they almost booed in in disappointment. He had to have another go.
Wasn't good enough. The expectations are high.
Crowd's not worried. They're not paying for tyres.
No.
Or clutches or anything. Falcon motoring nicely at the other end. And a 12.70. 111 mile an hour through the finish line.
And 20.3 at 66 miles an hour.
Well, this should be a good race. The new model BRZ up against the old model BRZ.
That'll be a good comparison, that's for sure. So I asked Steve earlier, Stu, the white one's got GTS written on the back. Is that in with the new model, or have they had GTS all the way through?
That's with the new model, the GTS.
Okay, we're not going to have any comparison at all.
Nope.
No, it looks like the Heisman's assisted BRZ does not want to play the game. But the new model running on through with the 1483, 98 miles an hour. And as the driver said earlier, talking about that linear power curve with the new car compared to the older generation, it's very much chalk and cheese. Much nicer car to drive from what he was telling me.
Okay.
But that's a bit of a shame there for BRZ 747.
Yeah,
well, we don't like to see any car get pushed out, do we?
Absolutely
no,
not,
certainly not, because there's obviously a cost involved somewhere along the line, and we don't want to see you guys and girls racing out there, breaking cars and spending unnecessary money.
And sometimes we just say, like, it's racing. It's not meant in a mean way or nothing, but that's how you find all those weak points in your car. And if you're going to do a lot of racing, fix those.
You're going to find them eventually.
Yeah, you
and
are.
then you're going to have to fix them.
Yep.
These guys down here in the ute stirred me up when I walked past. I said, we heard your comment about a cute little Hilux. I said, what do you reckon, Rocket? It goes well? I said, yeah, it does.
Well, he was into the 11s, I think, on the last pass.
Now, is this the one, Stu, and I'm going to rack your brain, that the guys built this one at home? It was just part primer and bits and pieces around it, but they virtually threw the whole thing together at home. Two young guys built it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a couple of...
There is an earlier Hilux that runs occasionally, a brown, like a beigey brown one that runs across the road as well.
Okay.
And it's got it's a single cab. It's not the, but I think it's like 2 models before that one.
Is it? Okay, that might be the one then, yeah. And it runs in the 11s.
Yeah, it's got the 3RZ in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I think has also got a 3RZ in it as well. Having said that, I don't know that it's actually has got as much poke as what the other one does. Even though it has run an 11.17 just then.
Yeah, wow, it's just nearly knocking on a 10-second pass there. Not a big mile an hour, but the old Hilux not particularly aero at the top end of the
So I know I spoke to I would say the other guys, and they were saying they really didn't do a lot of mods.
No.
to get where they were at with the car. They were at the stage of just sorting out the little teething problems with it.
Was the 3RZ's a pretty good combo. There's a guy up in Queensland running one in a Toyota Starlet. Now it's a full tube car, big tyres on it, all that sort of thing. And he's run deep into the 7s.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's going on with the racer in the aeroflow lane there.
Yeah, wow. That is...
He's pretty dangerous at 160 k's an hour, if I could say that.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, we say 100, we're talking mile an hour up here, but 100 mile an hour is 160 kilometres an hour.
Indeed. Yeah, I can't see any reason why it would be doing what it was doing unless the driver was aiding it.
Yeah, so Sam's little Starlet, I think, is upwards of 1,500 horsepower.
Wow.
He's run low 7s, 191 mile an hour.
Yeah, okay.
Like.
Jeez. And you can bet when Toyota threw that motor together, they weren't expecting to be people subtracting that much out of it.
Just like the 2J, they wouldn't have been thinking 3,000-4,000 out of them.
No.
You know? Same as the Barra power plant, they wouldn't have been thinking you make 1,000 with a tune, some injectors and a slightly bigger turbo. But of course the Barra power plant, a lot more capacity.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if any of these Fulbies tonight, if any of them have had a Barra transplant. I know I did see one car down there with Barra written on the back of it, but that's not conclusive that it is running the Ford power plant in it.
Yeah. Didn't really see anything today or tonight that sort of really stood out, which they usually do if they're Barra powered.
Yeah. Well, I think we'd be seeing a 10-second four-wheel drive.
Yep.
So I wonder if Vic and Con could have bought the territory out.
Yeah.
Technically. Not a bad light out of the aeroflow lane, 332.
And just to everyone out there too, being a theme night, we don't have burnouts tonight at all. It's the only nights we don't have burnouts, unless we don't have any cars for burnouts. But yeah, our theme nights, we don't have burnouts.
No, but this Friday, we've got TGI Friday. It's our dedicated burnout event.
Yep.
That's on here at the drag strip.
Haven't had one of those for a while, Stu.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've had a dedicated burnout night, but I'm sure a lot of them will be itching to get back out, get the cars ready.
Yeah, I dare say there'll be some work going on out there with the big cars. The guys will be doing plenty of work, preparing all those cars.
I know a lot of them were down at Gazanats over the weekend.
Yep.
So I know Mick Brasher was down there in Year Legal, and there was a semi-trailer down there with about 6 cars on the back of it. I looked a little bit like the Lynchy Express.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of them down there for that. Actually, on the subject of transporters, I did see on Facebook this morning when I woke up, there was a post from Ambrosi Racing saying that they'd left Melbourne, were on their way here to Sydney, and then as I drove in this afternoon, who was in front of me? But the Ambrosi Racing transporter.
Yeah, okay.
So Monique Ambrosi will be having her modified dragster out to do some licensing passes and get a little bit more seat time in the dragster. So we welcome the Ambrosi team up here to Sydney Dragway.
So they're out in the pits at the moment, Stu?
Yeah, the truck just pulled up this afternoon, so I dare say tomorrow they'll start getting stuff organised.
Well, 15.8 at 88 miles an hour to a 16.4 at 82 miles an hour.
Ford Ranger rolling up to the start line in the airflow lane. I would have thought we might have seen more Ford Rangers on track tonight. Taking on the early model patrol in the rocket lane. .302 light for the Ranger to a 245 for the patrol in the rocket lane. And the Ranger with the performance. 16.25, 83 mile an hour through the finish line. 21.3 second pass in the rocket.
So we got over in yours. Is that a Beamer?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Oh,
It's an SUV, all right?
Yeah. Stu? Was it the sticker on the back window says, "I love St Ives"?
No, it's just got that real St Ives look about it. I mean, if you like Michael Richards and spend most of your time at St Ives Shopping Centre,
Yeah.
you know, it's either that or a Mercedes. I had to go in there today, and I was actually scared to park next to them because I was more worried about them denting my car. I'll tell you what I have seen, though, lately, boys. There's a few of those BYD electric cars getting around on the streets these days.
Okay.
Not that I'm a fan of them, but I've noticed a lot of people starting to make the move over to BYD. There's not as many. There's a few Teslas around, but I think once those Kias start to take off, and a few of the Hyundai and the lesser expensive cars, I think they'll start to filter through.
Well, there's no denying it. The new car sales is definitely, you know, the electric market is certainly there. But the infrastructure, I don't think, is there just yet.
Well, they've got
It's
to
not
figure out
stable
how
enough, I don't think.
how to start to transport them. They won't put them on boats.
No. It's just another problem.
It is indeed. Petrol cars are okay. You can put them on boats.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while, actually.
Yeah. Titanic.
Oh, 012 for the Subaru.
Done that a bit late.
Oh, yes, that would have been good enough for third. Come back next week, mate. So there you go. Runs on through for a 16.9 with a 780.7 mile an hour through the finish line to a 12.75 at 109. Except Falcon Ute getting all taily at the end of the burnout there.
Yeah, quick flash of the nitrous. Subaru, that's real clean, tidy looking Subaru.
Even with is that the one with the...
Yeah, the $45 tyres on.
Yep. .243 on the tree for the Ute. I can't hear what he's saying, but obviously it's funny because you're chuckling away there. Good side-by-side pass. About 2/10 across the finish line, going to the Falcon Ute with a 14.8, 94 miles an hour.
And 14.6 at 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, not much in that one across the finish line. The Rocket Lane got there by only 0.08 of a second. They would have been all but side by side, I reckon.
Yeah, it's a good bit of racing.
Not too much in the reaction time either. There was 2 tenths there, but the Aeroflow Lane making about 1.2 tenths up through the run. Just not getting there though.
And don't forget, guys, if you are in the process of building a car, thinking about building a car and just want to have a look around, the Aeroflow catalogue. It is just absolutely sensational. The amount of gear that's in there is just phenomenal. Everything you'll ever need. So we usually do have them down in the scrutineering shed. So next time you're here, go for a wander down, grab one, and hours of reading there for sure.
Yeah, the product range ever expanding. I think they've done that before.
Yeah, I think so.
That's not a first time burnout right there.
Okay, just need just to roll a touch forward. Bring on those stage lights.
I didn't expect him to start going around in a circle then. I remember across the road when the Bandag Bullet, which you'd remember the Bandag Bullet, the big twin-engine Kenworth thing, he was doing donuts on the racetrack. It was part of their exhibition, and he lost himself in the smoke. He had to do like an 8-point turn to get back to pointing the right way. That's how tight it was for him to go around, and he was going around and around. I reckon there would have been maybe half a metre on either end as it spun. So not a lot of swinging room, and of course the visibility is poor because he's so high, and then he's got the smoke to contend with.
Yep.
But I think that thing went like low 14s in the end.
Okay. Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, it had plenty of motor on it.
Yeah. Well, it had everything. It had turbos, supercharger, and superchargers, and nitrous as well. One of the funniest things I remember at Canberra on the transporter is laying under it with an oxy, warming the sump up so it would start.
Yeah, okay.
So obviously the oil pretty thick in the Kenworth engine. I haven't seen that truck for a long time. I don't even know if it's still around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably in someone's workshop at the back collecting dust. Okay.
Nice little Tirana on the start line again, Mark.
Yes, indeed.
Tell you what, boys, we've got a little Hilux down here. It has got the skinniest set of rear tyres I've ever seen on a ute in my life. They almost look like trailer wheels. I was trying to work out, Steve, why when it left the line it wouldn't go straight, but now I can see why.
Well, it's method in their madness, Stu. Bigger burnouts with smaller tyres.
Question, buddy. Those rear tyres, where did you get them?
Off a phone camera on Wollongong Road.
Oh, they've got to be the smallest set of rear tyres I've ever seen on a car in my life here at the track.
Yeah, 12-inch 155s.
Oh, you're legends. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying all the action from our 4x4 theme night here at Sydney Dragway. And don't forget, guys, if you need parts for your car, make sure you do check out Aeroflow Performance. Make sure you check out the website, or if you can, grab yourself a copy of the Aeroflow parts catalogue. It's like an encyclopedia, and there's bound to be something in there for your car. If there's not, definitely give Rocket Industries a call, and I'm sure the team down there will be able to potentially source a part for you for your car.
I'm sure that will exactly be the case, Stu. On their mailing list, of course, and I got an email the other day, not so applicable to myself, but would be very handy to those that run a V8 power plant. It was a dual banded air fuel ratio gauge that has two probes, I guess you like, or sensors that you can put in either bank.
Okay.
In your exhaust, and it live monitors both sides.
Yep.
So handy to know if you show whether one bank's not working quite as hard as the other, and you can change the mixture a little bit. Don't know how much it was, but I thought it was handy.
Yeah. $13.0 at 106 miles an hour to a 14.2 at 111 miles an hour.
Oh, a nice strong burnout there from Rumours, the little BMW.
Yeah, they go all right, these little BMW hatches. I don't know if that's the one with the 6 in it or not. Of course, rear-wheel drive, not what you come to expect out of a hatchback. There was one here at the last time I raced on a Sunday street meet, had a tune, water methanol injection, and a couple other small things, and he was into the 10s.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
This one doing very well, 12.42 with a 3, 116 mile an hour through the finish line.
And 17.6 at 90 miles an hour for the Commodore.
We've got the Audi, of course. Last week, we had some quick Audis making their way out here to the Sydney Dragway as part of Aeroflow Race for Real. And Mark and I were talking the other week, Steve. I don't know whether you saw it on Facebook, but the 666 Automotive Audi up in Queensland went deep into the 8s and 895.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. From pretty much a stock-looking car, Steve. Bear in mind it was running a parachute.
Yeah, not many Audis come with the parachute attached.
No.
Is that the blue one, the dark blue one?
No, this one was silver.
Okay.
I think it was either 666 or 999 Automotive, but it was in Queensland. And ran an 895, which is crazy. And Mark and I were just talking about wondering roughly what they're thinking, what have they actually done to the car to make it go that quick? Because we've seen some quick Audis out here at Race for Real, but not that quick.
Well, I think that dark blue one that's run a few times, he's run definitely low 9s, high 8s. There was a yellow one, yellow TT, I think it was, not too long ago, into the high 9s. 000 reaction time for our racer in the rocket lane.
Way too early.
Spewing.
Or too late, I should say.
Too late. Ah, well, at least you've got something that not many racers have.
Keep that time card.
So that means that racer in the rocket lane left at exactly the same time that the green light came on. Big burnout from our friend in the Hilux.
Yeah, with the 11-inch rear tyres on it. I mean, from where you boys are sitting up in the box, you probably can't even see the tyres. They're that small.
No, we can't.
I'll tell you what, you got to have a laugh here. I like people with a sense of humour, and you know, if it shows in the car, and it still runs to 17.71 as we got the AU Falcon about to take on the Jaguar.
It's good to see the Jaguar back again.
Yeah, this young guy's been out here a few times in it now, having a heap of fun.
And the Falcon XR8, part of the Club AU group. Good to see them represented here at Aeroflow Race for Real.
Jag chasing him down, but I don't think he's going to get there. The Falcon just pulling away. Runs on through for a 16.0, 87 miles an hour.
And 17.5 at 80 miles an hour.
All right, V8 versus Rotary.
The Ute away nicely with a 384. The Mazda not going to catch him from there, Mark.
No. 14.5, 102 miles an hour.
To a 15.6, 91 miles an hour for the Mazda in the rocket lane there.
Yeah, Commodore just virtually opened that up around mid-track and just kept going from there.
All right, Don out with a nice short, sharp burnout. The Forester just staging to the right of the groove.
Well, I can hear the rumble of some pretty fat V8s down there at the moment, Stu.
Well, Don having a good hard crack at the lights. The Forester out with a .475 reaction time. Surprisingly, very little wheel spin considering he wasn't in the centre of the lane. And a 13.97, that's very, very good.
Joe Statson running a little bit quicker than what he predicted earlier in the evening. See what he can do. I think Ross's car running pretty well earlier as well.
Yep.
Whoa! Oh, Ross over towards the wall, well over towards the wall. An 0 on the tree.
Wow, like that car does get a little bit out of shape off the line, but I've never seen it get that far out.
Only a couple $100 million that one, I reckon.
Yep. Backed it down just in time.
The magnets nearly got him.
Yeah, indeed.
And Joe's car running a little bit off there, 9.21 I think it was.
All right, we've got Tash coming out now, our winner of tonight's reaction time prize contest in the rocket lane.
.071, got the eye in for the night.
Going real well.
Not much in it, but the Aeroflow lane will take it. 13.98 with a 0, 97 miles an hour through the finish line. To a 14.74, 88 miles an hour for Tash in the rocket.
Aeroflow lane, well and truly out in front. Goes through 11.1, 122 miles an hour.
Doing 11.72, 117 in the Rocket Lane. Oh, 87 on the tree for the Rocket Lane. Away very nicely. The Aeroflow lane moving around a lot over towards the centre line now. And a 10.62 with the 4, 132 for the Rocket Lane.
And 10.4, 141 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane.
Schmolke burnout there for the Falcon driver. Giving off enough smoke for both cars.
Yeah, and it's really dead out there at the moment. It's just hanging.
It is just hanging in the air. It's not dispersing too much. Commodore taking on the Hilux this time.
Yep. Well, 1.5, 60 foot for the VK Commodore.
Seems a little bit fumey, missing up the top end on the limiter. 10.51 with the 5. Sorry, Mark.
No, you're right. Yeah, you could hear it, didn't it? Just that, just before the finish line. Just popping away. Okay, just looks like we've got a little bit more dirt down on the finish line, or starting line. Yeah. So we might just go up to the big screen, pay some bills, and we'll be back very, very shortly with Aeroflow, a race for real, 4-wheel drive night.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features boosted turbocharger systems, Bosch Motorsport products, X-Pro electrical systems, hoses and fittings, bang shift shifters, differential parts, and fabrication components. You can see it all on aeroflowperformance.com.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR range.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
All right, guys, we are back. Aeroflow, race for real. 12-0 to a 13-2.
All right, the Patrol about to take on the Prado.
Well, 18.7, 71 miles an hour to a 20.4 at 64 miles an hour. $18.5 to a 20.0.
And the Ranger looks like it's going to take it, Mark. 16.22 with a 9, 83 miles an hour through the finish line.
And 18.5 at 74 miles an hour.
Ranger led that one from the get-go with a 2.28 reaction time. You know what we haven't seen tonight, I was kind of thinking that we might. An older FJ series.
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't been one.
No.
And you know our Barra-powered F100, the turquoisey blue?
Yes.
I passed that in the traffic the other day.
Oh, did you?
Oh, that looks all right. No, well, look at you can see the tyres under it.
Yeah, huge set.
10-inch wide tyres under the back of it.
That thing went 8 at drag week.
Did it really? That quick?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it went a high 8.
I'm just trying to think off the top of my head how quick he's gone here at Sydney Dragway. I don't remember seeing it quite that fast, but
Oh, yeah?
still, but even so,
might be wrong. But
even
yeah.
a 9-second car is damn fast.
Yeah.
For a big car like that.
It's It's airbagged one. Is that the one? Real low, airbagged.
Yes, yeah, it was really low. I
Yep.
think that's what got my attention first, and then I saw the tubs in the back on it. Yep, it's the same car.
Yep, pretty sure that's the one. Yeah. Because I haven't talked to him, and they were talking to the guy in the Sleeker too.
Oh, yes.
And the Sleeker dropped down into the 8s. And that thing towing a trailer around with 4 big guys in it.
Yes.
They made special vents up to try and get some air into the car.
How do you fit 4 people in a Celica to begin with?
Yeah.
A 555 reaction time in the rocket lane. Ran on through for 12.69, 110 mile an hour through the finish line.
And 13.7, 107 miles an hour. Yeah, they had a good run in that Celica. One of the guys, because they cross-ended, a couple of guys were driving it, and one guy clipped the wall, done a bit of damage to it, but luckily they kept going. Wasn't bad enough not to pull out.
Good test of reliability and a good build, isn't it? I guess when you've got to drive distances between racetracks and then go and thrash the daylights out of it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and a lot of these cars not specifically set up to cruise, I guess you could say, you know.
Yeah.
I saw footage of last year's event where there were a lot of them damaging valve train and that sort of thing. The valve springs seem to be, sounds silly, but seem to be the weak link in a lot of the cars.
Which makes sense because a lot of these cars run some really big solid rollers.
Yeah.
And they're not meant to cruise around the streets. They're virtually a race car. And yeah, and I know my ute runs a really big solid roller in that. And always keeping an eye on the rockers, make sure you know everything's right on those, because that is the weak link part of them. Yeah, I know that QE that they built, Dandy Engines.
Yes, the silver one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a couple of shots at doing the top end on that. And that was cutting some really good times.
Yes. That's gone 6 something, isn't it? That's the same car.
Sorry?
That's the one that's gone 6 something, 200 mile an hour. Yep. Pretty sure he ended up in the sand here.
$15.7, 86 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane.
17.282 for the Rocket. The Aeroflow lane led that one from the get-go.
We've had a great turn-up of P-platers out here tonight.
Yes, well, I mean, for me, every second four-wheel drive that I see seems to have a red or a green P on it.
Yep.
But, you know, it just goes to show that that sector of the market, the adventure sector, is certainly alive and well.
Yep.
Not too much in this one, Mark, off the tree anyway. I think the Aeroflow lane's going to have the performance advantage, though.
Yeah, definitely just that little bit ahead at the moment. Geez, mid-track talking about 2 miles an hour.
not much in that one at all, and that stretched out to 3.5 at the finish line.
Wow, great performance out of the car in the Aeroflow lane.
Well, that's fairly motoring. 13:33, 104.
And 18.078 miles an hour. Trana up against the XF Ute.
I think that Tirana will take this one, Mark.
Trana's not super quick.
No.
I think this XF's been running around the 12s.
No, not quite that fast.
No, not that quick? Okay. Let's see how it peels out. Oh, a bit of haze out of the back of the Trana.
We both made the same time. Oh, it's still there. It's not getting any better.
Okay. Wow, 14.0 to a 14.0.
Yeah, wow, we were closer off the line there. That would have been a really, really good race.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's high, and you can see it where it just hits the peak of the rev range. It just, maybe it's way fat.
A pair of those Falcons going through the burnouts now.
Well, great pass for the Aeroflow lane 10-1, 147 miles an hour to a 10-6, 132 miles an hour.
Big speed there, a mark for the rider in the Aeroflow lane.
Yep. Those bikes just come on so strong top end.
They do. That they do. I was talking in my car meeting last night, and one of the other my friends' members is doing some testing across the road here on Friday. There's a like an open track or something.
Oh,
along
yeah,
those
yep.
lines. And whatever bike it was that he said his son was riding this bike, and apparently he's done 295 k's an hour down the main straight. He's like, I really want a Ducati something or other. And Pete's going, oh yeah, they're good for like 310. And I said, well, what's the difference? You come off at 310 or 295. It's not the difference. The result is going to be much the same, I'd imagine. Yeah. So, but certainly just goes to show how quick these bikes are. You know,
yeah, phenomenal.
Even out of the box. I'm sure like Michael and Andrew will tell us all about how quick they are.
If they want some good information, I'll give them a phone number of my mate who's the ambulance driver over there.
Oh, no. Don't want to think about that. But no, certainly capable of very high speeds in comparison at a low cost compared to a forward-wheeled variety.
Yes, yeah, they are indeed. And you got to, you know, some of the guys that can really ride them, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I was watching a social media post the other day, and it was teeming in rain. I think it was in Europe somewhere.
Yep.
And the control this rider had of this bike in the pouring rain. There was no rivers running across the track, and obviously the session was still open, or the race was still going. And you know, when they come in and they just the back wheels just sort of sitting there skidding a lot. You know, they're drifting almost. Like, if that was me, I would have been high-sided the first time I tried it. But yeah, every corner this thing was, you know, just dancing on the front wheel.
Yes.
And just ever so comfortably just shift the body weight around, come through the corner, power out of it, you know, doing a big slide up the hill, you know, under power. It was really good to watch, actually. It must have felt amazing on the bike to be able to ride like that in such terrible conditions.
Yep.
We were actually talking about one of the series that I watched a little bit of on Speed Week. Yes, it was Speed Week. It was the Junior Circuit Racing Championship. Like for like kids, like most of them I think were like 11, 12, 13. The racing that they put on for their 10 laps or whatever was pretty cool. Like the way they were chopping each other up in the corners and stuff, and like elbow to elbow, like there was no gap between, no fear obviously of making contact or anything like that. But just but so clean as well. Like they weren't actually rubbing into each other or balking through the corners and that sort of thing. So it was actually really good to watch. But
some of that dirt track racing, like those bikes, not the motocross, but like the circuit track stuff.
Yes,
like, they don't even have brakes.
No, it's scary, isn't it?
Hey, that's
I'll pass.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Nah.
1591 with a 287 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane there.
And 17.9 at 75 miles an hour for the Rocket lane.
Pair of Falcons going through their burnout procedures. And the Ute went 14.0 on his last run.
Yep.
.032 red for the Ute.
Let's see if he can improve that 14.0.
Yes, he can.
Sure did.
1379 with an 8. Fairly big improvement there. 101 miles an hour through the finish line.
And 13.0, 109 for the Aeroflow lane. We've got the 2 Subarus down on the line.
Yeah, now the Subi went 000 on his last or second last run.
Yeah, who needs reaction time money when you've got a time card with 000 written on it?
Well, it'd be better if you had both.
Well, it'd be nice to have both, but yeah. You blow the money within 10 minutes or something. Time cards with you for life.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's why you get both to both. Spend the money and keep the time card.
Yeah.
2-1-1, the reaction time. That didn't sound very good, did it? Whatever that was, it just went past the
it didn't.
track mic.
13.9, 104 miles an hour for the rocket lane. And 16.7, 81 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane. Yeah, I think that was that Subaru wagon.
You reckon?
Well, I hope not, but that's what I think it is.
Yeah, no good. Definitely sounded like metal on metal contact.
Yeah.
Contact internal to an engine. 089 on the tree for the rocket lane. And runs on through for 14.44. 90.79 miles an hour through the finish line. To a 14.09 with a 9 at 97.9.
That Harley just bouncing on the limiter. 11.4.
Yeah, nice pass. 122 in the Aeroflow lane.
And 11.7 for the rocket lane. That's quick for a Harley, isn't it?
Sure is. And a 10.08, 145 mile an hour through the finish line there. That bike's certainly moving at the top end. He goes. The 60 foot's not that awesome at 191, but still not bad.
Yep.
It's a very strange sounding burnout through our track mics.
Very laboured.
About a tenth between these two. Locked together at 1,000.
Oh, wow. Just on the line. 15.8, 87 miles an hour. And 15.9, 85 miles an hour.
We got the Falcon and the Subaru now. I believe this is our last pair heading down the racetrack right now in front of us. And the Falcon looks like it's going to take this one out, Mark. And a 13.33 with a 3 at 106.
And 14.9, 93 miles an hour.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us here tonight for the Aeroflow Race for Real four-wheel drive night. I hope you've all had a good time. I know certainly Mark, Stewie and myself have broadcasting the event to you. Thank you to everybody on our live streams that chimed in and spent the time chatting away. It's been good to see you interacting with each other.
Yeah, indeed.
Thank you to all our patronage here tonight for coming along and enjoying in person. Thank you to our officials and staff for your hard work, because without you guys this wouldn't happen. And Mark, myself and the team look forward to seeing you all back again at Sydney Dragway in the very near future.
Yeah, indeed. Have a very safe trip home, and thanks to all our officials that make it all happen. And again, thanks Steve and Stu and Benj over there doing all the hard stuff for us.
Yeah, thanks boys.
Have a good night.